Right. How's everybody doing? I know I'm not supposed to talk on the loading screen, but I did want to show a little bit of merch real quick. Apparently, we've got some new photos that I've seen. There's probably more that I haven't collected yet, but some of the tiny ghost stickers, like the small ghost from series 1 and 2. Yeah, right there. Dragno was nice enough to send me a picture. I think I might have gone too tiny. Cause yeah, there's a French Coke cap or something there. Wait, that doesn't look like French. Wait a minute. Anyway, but I might have gone too small with them, but hey, you know, it's an option, I guess. Only worries how this stream could possibly compare to the last one. Jesus Christ. Hopefully not at all. Hopefully not at all. I'm behaving. I'm good now. I'm better now. Okay, well, you know what, the screen technically is changed, but yeah, people are getting their posters, as well as those tiny ghost stickers. I keep getting people asking for big ghost stickers. I don't know if that's a good idea for me to do, because the price difference is only going to be like $1 cheaper. So like, value-wise, you're better off just getting a pack of 3 that has one of the ones you know, or I mean, I don't know. I'll look into it. But I worry it's just gonna be like a bad deal for you guys. But if you like them, then I'll, yeah. You love the tiny ghost stickers, good. They were so hard. Look, if you see the picture, you notice how much space is between them? That, I cut it as close as I could because it auto-generates a white outline to have like a white sticker outline around each image. That is as far as I could push it without the sticker outlines, the white outlines, like overlapping each other and like messing up each other's outlines. It took me like an hour, I'm not even kidding. But yeah. You'll not be able to watch the stream today because of, oh, good, that's okay. Don't worry at all, you know? It'll be a VOD. I don't know how much fun it'll be as a VOD, but this is the time for everybody to completely go nuts and rant and chat about what they're reading. Because it's nuts. It's nuts. I mean, it's nothing too serious. From what I've seen so far, it's basically bad friend, manipulative friend, jealous friend, controlling friend gets outed to everybody, and that's it. I've seen people use the word grooming. I don't know if that's accurate. I mean, then again, the actual terms of grooming is fuzzy, let's say. It's a lot like gaslighting, where narcissists, where people tend to throw it around a lot without necessarily it being accurate. Like if two people are having an argument and they're like, well, I think this, and the other person's like, I think this, the person could be like, well, stop gaslighting me. And it's like, no, having a different opinion isn't necessarily gaslighting. But yeah, as for grooming, the definition I think is probably the most common is going to be, you know, someone in a position of power talking to essentially underaged fans, and as they grow, you know, he kind of like sculpts them and molds them and influences them to be something that they want them to be as soon as they turn 18 and everything's legal. You know, that's why it's called grooming. Like, in usual English, grooming is like where you like take a dog and you brush them out and like you clip their hair to however you want it to look. It's like influencing to a large degree, you know. And the fact that these were all adult women, I feel like almost grooming is an insult to them, because they don't have a mental issue where they're emotionally children or mentally children. They you know, I don't know if grooming's the right word. I think it was just a guy that was really nasty and really manipulative, and he basically made everyone around him hate him because of his own disgusting antics. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot about that. You thought personal grooming was about personal hygiene. I wish it still was, but it is a good word to have to kind of explain, because like, you know, if a 15-year-old messages her favorite pop idol and the guy starts emailing her and they talk like for 3 years, and as soon as she turns 18 they have sex, that's weird. That's really weird. And if you, especially like if they look at those emails and he's like kind of getting her to do things or advising her to do things like to prepare for that day, I would consider that grooming. But if you meet someone online and you're an adult and they're an adult and they're just really needy and really controlling, I don't know if that's grooming. But that being said, like I said, grooming is kind of a newer term. Like it really only surfaced in the last 3 years, so I don't know if it's accurate. Let's see. Wow, if all this is true, man sounds like a dick. You are gonna see. I almost have a drinking game. You know, I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen a good number of them, and I'm gonna kind of go through them and narrate them like an audiobook. And we need to set up a drinking game where if he guilts one of his friends for not replying to him immediately or not hanging out with him, or if he sees that they're in VR chat with someone else, you know, we drink. Or if he talks about how nobody wants to be friends with him, we drink. Or if he says something like really passive-aggressive and snarky like, oh, have fun with Lawman, forget about it, don't worry about it, it's nothing, you know, we drink. Although, actually don't do that, we're gonna be dead. I have a LaCroix here, so it's arguably worse than alcohol, but at least I won't die. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, grooming takes away agency from the groomed. Exactly. Now, if these women were, again, underage girls, or if they had like some form of you know, like mental issue where they weren't, you know, where maybe they didn't have the capacity to consent or anything, then yeah, grooming, sure. But really, they were just women that had a really bad friend, and they allowed him to control them and isolate them. And now they're like, okay, that was awful. I'm gonna leak all the DMs so everybody knows how awful this guy is. And that's it. So, I do hear he humped someone in VR while crying. Was it VR? Was it VR chat? If it was in VR chat, I don't know if I count it because it's a video game. And if somebody kills your video game character, it doesn't matter. If somebody teabags your video game character, I don't consider that like rape. But if he did this like at an actual real life, it's really fuzzy because all these people are in a special kind of VR chat, like a D&D themed VR chat, which actually sounds really cool. I didn't know that was a thing. I might have to buy like an Oculus Quest 2 or something just to do that. But the lines are really blurry. So yeah, there's a couple terms you'll have to know, like it's called like the secret world or something, which is like the VR thing. So it's weird. LaCroix, listen, LaCroix is good. It helped me. It helped me kick helped me kick soda. So. Question though, how does it end for him? What happened after the messages? If I'm not mistaken, he came, like, well, here's the thing. He tried to cover everything up. He tried to hide it. He started booting all the girls he had been talking to sexually when his long-term girlfriend of 8 years found out. So he started banning them, even though some of them were, like, hired by him or like, employees. Because this D&D thing was, like, it was going to get, like, a TV show. Apparently, he's famous. I want to talk to someone in the chat that actually is up with D&D and knows who this guy is, because apparently he was a really big deal. So yeah, I'm someone in VR while crying. I'm sorry, what? I know, right? But that's what I've heard. I haven't gotten to that particular message, but that's what everyone's been memeing on. So that's a little setup. However, please be aware I'm incredibly biased because I've read these messages and I've come to the conclusion that this person has some like narcissistic tendencies, but take that with a grain of salt. We all know that I have some phenomenally bad takes and I'm pretty small brain, so don't let that influence you. I'm gonna make snarky comments, but as long as you ignore them and come to your own conclusions. Oh, and don't harass anybody. We're just reading these to cringe at. I think this guy stepped away from everything. Whether he'll be back or not, I don't know. But these are just to cringe and also to look at ourselves and think, am I ever doing this to anyone? Is anyone ever doing this to me? It might cause you to evaluate some things, because sometimes we're in relationships with friends where they're just using us, and I was in one like that in high school, and it took me like 4 years to just stop talking to her, which was rough, and I still wonder if that was the right thing to do, but you know, we've all had a friend where it's like, I could probably die tomorrow and they really wouldn't care. Is this, I shouldn't, and then you say, yeah, so, you know, one of those where they just, I don't know, if it's something wrong with them or, I think they were this way to everyone, but, you know. Okay, enough blabbing. Oh, fuck. Well, this is the music, by the way. I should point this out. It's linked in the description, but this is royalty-free, no copyright background music. White Bat Audio. Oh, you can't see it because my... White Bat Audio. Apparently, I heard about this from, like, another streamer. It's royalty-free, so you can just have it on in the background without worrying about the yellow Dolan or the copyright claims, so... Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Oh, do you guys want me to wear anything for this? Like, I've got that dessert plate, I've got a bunch of, VTube Studio props. Like, you know, blankets, gamer chairs, although I'm see-through, the gamer chair may not be a good idea. Like a can of Red Bull or Beppis, you know? So think about that. If I see it, I'll put it on. But if I get any super chats or anything, I'm not necessarily gonna have time to stop. I'll probably try to read them every 5 to 10 minutes. But if I stop in the middle of everything, you know, every time I get one, that could be, you know, not very fun to listen to. Can't see the lovely see-through Ghost's head. Yeah, I leaned. We're good. Show the blossom head. Fuck no. That thing is a nightmare. All the VTuber props at once. It crashes my PC, melts my GPU, ends the stream early. Beppis, please. Alright, you get one Beppis. You get one Beppis. And then we're gonna go ahead and start this. And by the way, yes, every single thing you see here is a twit longer that came out about this guy. All of his friends, and there's 2 more after this too. All of his friends were just like, fuck this guy. It's amazing. It's amazing. And again, I'm not really here to make a moral standpoint. I mean, if it's obviously wrong, it's wrong. But I think it's mostly that what I take away from it is like being a bad friend. You know, doing things that you shouldn't do to the people around you. What have we got? Oh god, where is the Pepsi? They named it something else. Okay, we'll start with an egg. And then the Pepsi. Nice. Okay. But yeah, I think his name is Arcadum, or maybe it's Arcadum. I'm not 100% sure, and most of the people I've talked to don't know who this guy is. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, pacifier, nightcap. Microphone green. Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna have to look. I'll look it up the next time we get a break, because I don't think they called it Pepsi for legal reasons. Get Angie. She was a victim of Mother Maria, manipulative person. Alright, we will bring out Angie then, and I think I'll slowly bring out more and more until I'm absolutely disgustingly covered. Whew. Dr. Eggman struck again. Does that imply that he laid it on my head? Dude. Let's see. Egg in my face. We perfectly aligned. Yep. Arcadum. Seems closer to arcane, which D&D magic. Yeah, alright. Makes sense, makes sense. Okay, here we go. Yeah. I don't know the order of which these came out. I think like 2 came out one day and like the rest of the 8 or 10 the other day. But I started with Kelly Sirens. So she starts it with a twit longer, and then she backs it up with some of the DMs that they had together. Another thing this guy did was apparently when people started talking about what he had done and his girlfriend found out that he was like, what's the word, like sexting with these other women, he went into each DM and started editing them to remove like the sexual things he said. So big yikes, big yikes. Wave Namir win. I don't know if my outfit is really geared up for something like that, but something to consider, something to consider. I do love the lo-fi and the synthwave. It's gonna be a long one. Oh yes. So if you've got like, I don't know, art to do or dishes to do or something, or cleaning, this is it. Did you say pacifier? Oh no, I'm not wearing the pacifier. Can't see my mouth if I do that. He edited multiple-year-old DMs. Correct. He absolutely did. Yeah, this person's in the know. Okay. So, we're gonna start with Kelly Siren. And from what I remember, Kelly Siren, I believe, was in charge of, like, music and stuff. And she was one of the people that he acted sexually towards and then booted when his girlfriend got wind of it. Might want to put an overlay behind the chat. Oh, well, the DMs themselves are dark, but you know what? How do I put an overlay? Oh, you're right, that's invisible. Okay, hang on. What do I do? What do I do? I mean, no, I can't technically do that because it's a monitor. Well, I guess I could, I don't know, maybe I'll just download like a black square and then put it behind my head, like as a column. Twit longer needs dark mode. Well, here's the thing, as I'm reading the twit longer, as soon as I like click on the thing, it gets dark. So that'll be fine, but you're right. If I'm gonna make it through the twit longer, I need to have something dark behind me. I was thinking of the dark DMs for Discord, which is dark background, but you're right, this is kind of, Let's see. Do you plan to add a merch button on Twitch? Oh, I definitely need to do that. Looking very ghostly today. Yeah, barely visible, more like, but yeah. Okay. Hang on. Here's what we're gonna do. I have a brilliant idea. We're gonna go to break real quick, and let me just go ahead and do this real quick. That way you can actually see the chat box and what you guys are saying. I'm gonna have to be creative here. Oh shit, I can't do that when I'm on break because it's a different... Okay, hang on. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my home image, I'm gonna duplicate it. Except I can't duplicate, I can only copy and paste. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I'm gonna take this and I hold control. And it's locked. Why is it locked? No. No. Okay, hang on, we'll get it. We'll get it. There we go. There we go. Shoot, I don't know how... Oh shoot, it's got the face on there. Ugh. Well, you know what? Actually, that's okay. I can just do this. Nah, right. And then I move it behind. See, am I a genius or am I not? And then I can take this and... Whoop, hang on. Actually, let me minimize everything. That way, if I'm gonna do the monitor, then I don't want it in the way. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Everything's coming up Millhouse. We got it. We got it. Okay, I think we're good. We are good to go. Almost. Let me just scooch this. There we go! See? Big brain. I'm not an affiliate. No, unfortunately I'm not an affiliate because I want to be able to stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and I'm not allowed to do that if I take affiliate, so... Okay, guys, we're finally ready. 20 minutes in. Are you ready to actually get this? It doesn't look bad. It does not look bad. I mean, it could look worse. Hang on. There's one little thing I want to fiddle with. Give me like 3 seconds. Not too shabby. Okay. Okay. That did it. Alright, great. Cool, cool. Let me just get it behind this. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. I just need to get it behind the GUI that's blocking everything else. Okay, cool. Wait. Maybe not. Ah, okay, good enough, good enough! Alright, it will never be perfect for someone like me. Okay. So yeah, like I said, this is Kelly Siren. She worked with the music stuff. Apparently this was a really big streaming thing where they would like stream D&D, he would make games. People say he was good. He was good at what he did. So, I mean, it's a shame to lose someone that had skill like that, but you know, you're bound to get canceled if you do what he did to this many people. You know what I mean? Okay, what is Arcadum? That's the name of the guy. He was a dungeon master and he did a bunch of stuff that people are kind of angry at him for, which rightfully so. He was pretty gross. Okay. This is never something I wanted to have to do. Arcadum has been someone I've considered a close friend for 3 years now. I had so much respect for him. I really thought he had the same level of respect for me. He raised me up as a person in DMs and publicly. He supported me, told me he believed in me and my music, felt like we were real close personally and had a bond. I'm gonna kind of skip through this because really all I care about is the leaked messages. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of red flags and serious issues. Recently, there were a lot of girls in the community banned and evicted from his servers. I was one of them. I, for one, was also booted out of the collective group where the music team I had assembled and led all worked together. The reason I was given by him to being kicked is apparently because his longtime girlfriend saw the private messages between him and me, and she also saw several others. To put into context why this matters, I'll explain. I'm not going to air out all of his personal business that he told me, but rather just the details that matter in the situation that affected myself and many others, as I've recently found out just how many girls he has been doing these same things to. Some of these are encounters in VR chat and voice calls that I do not have a recording of. I also want to blur names that I wasn't given permission for. We've been friends for a year at this point. 2 years ago, around the start of Callous Row Season 1, which I guess is like a D&D thing that they participated in. We started to get closer. He opened up about some things going on in his relationship. And this is something you'll see often. Some other girls have talked about how he would complain about his girlfriend to them, talk about how like he didn't feel like a man, and then like slowly get them to like masturbate with him over DMs. It's nuts. He would ask for my support, would ask me to get on VR chat with him to listen and help. I wanted to help him. I wanted to be there for him in this shitty time. He would break down crying almost every single time. Things were okay, and we had genuine, I felt, talks about what he's going through. Things started to shift a bit when he suggested I comfort him in more ways than just words. He would say how he wasn't desirable, how he feels like less of a man, how sad and lonely he is. Eventually started leading to, "I'm really sad. Is it alright if I hug you?" and similar comments, which led to flirting, and then more. Him commenting on my character's boobs and stuff, and could he touch them. Sometimes I would say it was okay. I found that if I was hesitant at all, he'd get really weird about it. He'd blame himself and wonder what was wrong with him. I didn't hold this all against him at the time because he was truly going through a hard time. Problem is, even if it meant, eventually it meant if I were to get on VR chat to comfort him, it would most definitely lead to him asking me if I could make him feel better in a sexual way. I told him he's going through a lot and that he needs to settle his feelings and everything before reaching out in this way because he's hurt and vulnerable, and this is him rebounding. One day I mentioned off the bat that I don't want anything sexual and that I just want to chill with him. It spiraled immediately into him being in disbelief, wondering why I'd even say that. He even went to a friend to complain and be upset that I would ever think that it hurt him to think I would assume that's what he's trying to get out of me. Unfortunately, this set the tone for our future interactions. Alright, so we're about to get into the DMs here. Self-loathing. Yeah, I keep wondering if this guy is a narcissist, but if you look in the DMs, it's like he's constantly throwing himself like pity parties and like, I don't know, like you may notice a pattern. I'm telling you this so you can see it ahead of time before like slowly realizing it like I did. But if somebody is like saying, "Hey, you did something awful," or "You did something really inappropriate," he will somehow find a way to turn it into like the victim that he did this thing to will end up having to comfort him at the end of the call and tell him, "Oh, no, it's okay," you know. It's weird. But yeah, I don't know how I thought he might be a narcissist, but it's like he seems to also have like, I don't know, really low thoughts about himself, but then he'll immediately flip back over to like saying the most arrogant things, like everybody around him is emotionally weak, and it's almost like Dwight Schrute stuff. I don't know. How could people keep talking to this person? I know! I never would have been able to. He would have been, like, out the door in, like, 3 seconds. Let's see. What you describe is narcissism. They depict themselves as victims. I guess so. I always thought narcissism was like, I'm right, I'm fantastic, I'm perfect, everybody else around me are idiots. But it's like, with this guy, he's like, I don't know why I'm like this. What is it? You know, I don't feel like a man anymore. Like, that doesn't seem like narcissism. That seems like what's that word? Low esteem, which I'm familiar with. But I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it's more complex than like just, oh, he's always arrogant, you know? And again, not diagnosing anybody. I don't know anything about anything, but you're gonna see some patterns here. It's manipulative behavior. He victimized himself for obtaining the sympathy of others. Oh, okay. So maybe he didn't actually think that. He was just saying that to fish for compliments. Okay, that might make a lot more sense. Okay, after a long time of listening to him and comforting him, it started to get to the point where he'd randomly ask me to make him feel better or help him find sexual release. It most always came in two forms. Either he was very down and had a bad day and was requesting I make him feel better, or he was confidently asking me after a good day if I wanted to because he was feeling himself. It never felt right, and he would constantly ask me to help him relax or feel good all the time. He would say he understood, but then immediately the next day or a couple days after he would ask again. I said yes sometimes because I would just get tired of dealing with the constant asking. I was afraid he'd drop our friendship. I was afraid of him. Every time after, he would say he was sorry and ask if I really wanted it. This proves he knew he was harassing me. He would say it didn't seem like I was into it. I wish I had just told him no bluntly instead of engaging. Yeah, that's the thing. You just gotta say no. You have to. You'll save yourself so much ache, in the future if you just say hard no. But also, I can kind of understand why she might be afraid to, because again, this is the guy that hired you. You're in charge of like the music for his like D&D stuff, which is generating money. It's a business, So this is almost like kind of doing this with your boss, which is a whole nother can of worms, because it's been a famous thing where, they, if you don't like do what they want sexually, they'll fire you and just get someone in there that will. So I don't know, just don't date people under you if you're above them. If you have like the power over their job and stuff, it's always a bad idea because the power dynamic is nuts. But it didn't feel easy for me to confront him on it. I did not want to do stuff, and I told him I wasn't feeling it several times. He would say okay, and that he understood, but he would just keep asking at later times, checking to see if I wanted to. He almost always apologized after for making me feel weird. I got really tired of the random requests to do sexual stuff. It was exhausting always having to explain. You notice in the screenshots below that I tried to change the subject a lot. That's how I handled it. It wasn't the best, but confronting him felt impossible. He would often make advances towards me while he was streaming. Okay. If you want to read along without like looking at the screen, I linked. You may have to refresh because it's an updated thing. But I do have the link to the twit longer thread, which this is a part of. Okay, so now they're backing this up with DMs, which I like, because the he said she said thing is really hard because anybody could be lying, Okay, I've zoomed in as much as I can. Let me get a sip of something. He's also a gatekeeper in a lot of ways, as the dungeon master of many games. Yeah, exactly. The dungeon master, for those of you who don't know, in D&D, I think is the most important role. They kind of like run the game, they manage the game, they control what happens. Everything falls to them. So like, it revolves around the dungeon master, in my opinion. Some people just have a hard time saying no, especially with positions of power. Yeah. You got to, though. You got to push yourself to do it, because if you don't say no and, like, you say yes instead, you're going to regret it, and then you're going to have to try to explain to people, like, well, okay, I said yes, but I wanted to say no, and people are going to be like, oh, so you did say yes. So you got to push past it. It's one of the, I know, I have a hard time saying no, too. Whenever anybody comes up to me, I just, like, automatically agree, because I'm afraid of, like, upsetting them or hurting their feelings. And this extends to, like, fucking... What do you call that? Like, the people that are, like, sharking you, they're selling something, and they'll, like, ask you to come over, and they'll, like, start doing things. I can't get away from them, because it's hard. It's hard saying no. I believe me, I empathize with that. Okay. Let's see, he wants to be important in games and relationships. You're gonna see that. You're absolutely gonna see that. Let's see, that's true, and also sometimes it's not only being shy or stuff, sometimes it's I can't lose a job. Yeah, exactly. She had a lot of reasons why she couldn't say no. And that's why if you like someone... they really should not be in a position underneath you where you have the power to fire them, because that's going to create just a bunch of trouble. Okay, here we go. So now we got some DMs. So Arcadum is Arcadum. Kelly Siren is the woman that we've been talking about. Let's see, harder to say no when you're conditioned by an abuser. Glad these people came together and prevented information. I should say that these guys all met like a year ago, so... They haven't been, like, lifelong friends or anything. It seems like as soon as he started getting big and playing games with other people, he started forming this friendship group. I've left plenty of games where I didn't click with others, even with people I otherwise liked. It's actually really easy to find another DM. Yes, but Arcadum was, like, famous. He started becoming a big-time DM streamer and stuff. He was even in talks about getting his little, his D&D thing, like, ported into a show. Apparently he was even on, like, good terms with, like, a celebrity. I think it was the guy from The Walking Dead. I don't know which one. But yeah, he was a big shot. And also, I should mention this, it wasn't just regular D&D. He created this whole hangout thing in VR chat. So it was like D&D VR stuff. It was big. It was really big. Although I've never heard of it, but that doesn't mean much because I'm not really in the D&D crowd. Okay. Let's see. He was the largest D&D Twitch streamer. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we may not know who he is because most of us probably aren't familiar with D&D, you know, aside from knowing basically what it is, but yeah. But yeah, okay. And also remember, this person was in charge of the music and stuff, so, you know, they had, this was their job, you know, from what I understand. Kelly Siren. I'm gonna try to fall asleep again. Oh, and this was 2020, so the 8th month of 2020, which is, oh wow, we're past that now. I think it was August? I'm gonna try to fall asleep again. My eyes have been tired for hours. Haha, I'm glad. Before you try again, we could try it together. Huh? Before you try to fall asleep again, we could fap it and it would help me relax. I was just saying, hey, if I'm gonna start streaming at 4, I need to try to sleep. Haha. Alright then, no big deal. Just thought I would ask and see if maybe it would help you as well. I just know you would get me there really good and I want hard. I'm extremely sleepy. I got you. I'll leave you be. Let me widen the screen just a bit so the cursor isn't always showing. There we go. By the way, girlfriend of 8 years, from what I've heard. So, interesting. And this is not a girlfriend. And maybe, okay, let's see. I pushed too hard. I'm extremely sleepy. I got you. I'll leave you be. Sleep well, Kelly. Thanks. You're the best, Kelly. I feel kind of guilty. I'm really sorry if I made things weird. Hope you get a good sleep. Why'd you change what you typed? Haha. I felt guilty, I guess. Okay. Okay, and if you noticed here, you know, stuff is edited on his end. So I don't even know what the original one was, but apparently he edited it afterward. I felt guilty, I guess. I mean, you might as well delete it if that's the case. It's just us in the DMs, and I know what you said. I don't want to make you feel bad, Arcadum. I'll change it back. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so maybe he did change it back. I do not wish to be dishonest or weird with you in any way. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a tad weird that you changed what you said, but it's not really a big deal. I'm really tired. I've been trying hard to sleep so I can work on shit. Maybe I could focus on working on my vid today and do roleplay and stream earlier tomorrow. Oh, when it says RP, it means roleplay, I believe, which is like a D&D thing, maybe? I don't know why I did it, to be honest. I just thought maybe it would make things better, I guess. Please do forgive me for that. I just thought it would help. Word of advice for other people, control the horny, and you can control your life. Yes. 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 You know how many people have been ruined? I'm going to move the chat over here so I can see it while I'm... Oh, no. Don't do that. But yeah, how many lives have been ruined because they just couldn't control themselves? A lot. Okay, here we go. Just thought it would help. So there's that one, and then the next one. Arcadum bragged about being able to not to fap to prawn. Really? Well, apparently that's because he needed to do it this way, I suppose. Alright, I guess I'll zoom in a bit. RP is roleplay, which just means playing the game in... Wait, playing the game in D&D terms. Ah, gotcha. I gotta move my camera just a little bit. Alright. Been thinking about you all... Okay, so this is like a month later. Or wait, was it? It's the 9th month now. I don't remember... Oh, it was late last month, so maybe just a couple days. Been thinking about you all night, winky face. Me? Why? Haha, you've got a lot of people watching. Damn it, I woke up too early, haha. You're the only one I want. Haha, you silly. Heh. How long have people been on your Discord talking? A while, like an hour or so. You like my flirting? Haha, you're confident lately and I like that. I'm glad you're feeling yourself. When's your vacation again? So you don't? Wait, you like my flirting? Haha, you're confident lately and I like that. I'm glad you're feeling yourself. So you don't like me flirting with you? That's not what she said. That's complete opposite. It starts tomorrow. Well, you didn't really return it and seem to be avoiding it, so I was just asking, and it seems like you're trying to change the subject. You said I was confident and you like that. Well, this just made it weird is all. I don't mean to make it weird, but I also want to know if you still want to participate in stuff like that with me, and if we are that close still. I'm not trying to make it weird. You have just been giving me some vibes that... I see. Well, I suppose I have my answer then. No worries. I mean, I told you I haven't felt sexual lately, haha, I think 3 different times now? but not flirty too? Yeah, and one thing you'll notice, like, if you try to disagree with this guy or tell this guy that, you know, you don't want to go along with whatever it is, he'll take it really personally and blow up too. Or he just flat out won't listen. That's too zoomed in. Okay. Let's see. If she's trying to change the subject, then she's not into it and she's giving you an out. Yeah, that's another thing. I think most people know this and do it. It's not just a girl thing, but if you're like trying to flirt or do something like flirty and the other person keeps changing the subject, there's a very strong possibility that they're not into it and they don't want to humiliate you by saying, hey, can we stop that? You're making me uncomfortable, you know? So, I mean, look, if the other person is into it and they're flirting back, that's a good sign. But if they constantly change the subject or dodge around it or just laugh or just put an emote, it means they're trying not to really engage in it, and that's a polite way. But I know, like, you know, people have different social awarenesses, but it's always a good thing. So if they're not enthusiastically participating, I would just stop it right there and, like, you know, allow the situation to be taken somewhere else that they are comfortable with. Let's see. But not flirty too? That's what I was trying to do. Well, when you say you only want me, it makes me feel bad that I'm like this lately, I guess. Well, I figured you were feeling better from hearing you flirt with others at Lanfear's place. Maybe it's just with me. But aren't you doing stuff with aren't you also doing stuff with others? Well, I always also really drunk. I get playful when I'm drunk, haha. I'll try to figure out why I've felt odd about it lately, but I think it's because it feels forced sometimes. It just doesn't feel natural to me, and I'm questioned about what I say and do a lot. Like, I was really wanting to have intimacy with you on my birthday. You were having a good time, but when I tried, you didn't seem interested, when I wasn't streaming, that is. You told me I was too drunk, and you would have felt bad? I did not say that. I asked if you wanted, and you said no. I can scroll up, haha. What? I meant what was said in voice at the party. Also, how was it forced? Oh, I don't even recall that. Like, I don't understand that. Well, you were pretty drunk, so you probably don't remember. Because if I don't react a certain way all the time, I get questioned. I don't know. I told you I've been trying to figure things out. I'll give it a try I'll give it a try soon, and we can see if it's good. No, but you typed it out to me that I was... And remember, like, sometimes they're typing things, and so, like, this may be a response to this sentence, and this may be a response to that sentence, so if it doesn't flow, just check the previous sentence and see if they're responding to that. No, but you typed it out to me that I was drunk, so it didn't feel right to try things with me. Why are you having this combo with me while you're streaming, XD? Well, because I can do two things at once, and I want to talk to you that badly. So that's another thing. I mean, I guess it could be confusing to him if they've been, like, talking sexually to another, and then she's like, I don't feel sexual lately, and then he sees her flirting with somebody else. But I don't know. Because she is allowed to technically flirt, because he's also flirting with other girls, so is it really a big deal that she's flirting with other guys? It just comes off as a little bit controlling. Maybe not the best look. Well, because I can do two things at once, and I want to talk to you that badly. I just want to share how good I feel with you, because you make me feel better, and I was hoping I could help you feel good too, and have fun together, that's all. I don't know how much you want me to go into this right now while you're streaming. Well, I would like to have a call with you about it and talk through it. I believe we care about each other enough to do that. I care about you a lot, so I'll let you know my thoughts. I just really don't want to offend you or have you think our friendship is in jeopardy because of how I've been feeling. Alright, then want to talk after my stream? I'm going to be ending soon. Okay. Were you expecting me to have sex with you on your birthday? I had no expectations on my birthday for anything. Wait a minute! I could swear he just said that he wanted to do something on his birthday and he was angry because she was too drunk or she didn't want to do it. Fuck! Right here! Like, I was really wanting to have intimacy with you on my birthday and you were having a good time, but when I tried, you didn't seem interested. And then, like, later on, I had no expectations on my birthday for anything. Am I misreading that? Because it sounds like he just did a blatant lie. Alright, drinking time, blatant contradiction with what he said. I really need to get a drinking animation. Hope it's not too nitpicky, but would you mind reading the name of the person speaking as you go through the messages? Arcadum. Oh, okay, so, you know, Arcadum, I had no expectation. Okay, I'll have to remember to do that. I was kind of doing a different tone, but it may not be coming across very well. Let's see. I guess my simple rule of treating people at the table as players/characters and leaving everything outside of it has kind of, yeah, some benefit. Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't want drama to tear apart the group. It happens a lot. Let's see. But yeah, you guys see that, right? I'm not crazy. Where is it? Like, I was really wanting to have intimacy with you on my birthday, and you were having a good time, but when I tried, you didn't seem interested. And then I had no expectations on my birthday for anything. Okay, all right, you'd think a DM, a practiced DM would have some continuity, maybe. She seems shy and that kind of people that don't want to sound aggressive, but he's the one that makes people getting creeped out. Yeah, she's clearly creeped out. She doesn't really want to get sexual with him, even though she's flirting with others. If he had half a brain, he would say, "That's weird. She tells me she's not feeling sexual, but I see her flirting with others. Maybe she's not interested in with me and I should just maybe move on or let things cool down." But instead he's like bullying her, like, "Oh yeah, you were flirting with so-and-so, why don't you flirt with me?" And it's like, ugh. So I find it a little bit manipulative, especially I wanted to do something intimate on my birthday and then I had no expectations. Okay, just making sure. Oh, Siren, just making sure because you made it seem like so I wanted to clarify. Arcadum, I never expect you to do anything like that for me, at all, and I don't want that to ever be a thought that has any water. Siren, that's why I'm asking, because I felt that for a while. Arcadum, oh no, well, that isn't the case at all. Okay, Siren, okay, heart. Arcadum, I am thankful for anything and everything. The only thing I expect from you is honesty. Alright. So we're almost at the end there. I'm not skipping one because that was the previous one I wanted to bring up. Am I out of touch? No, it's the groomers that are wrong. Just kidding. I don't think this is necessarily grooming. It's just being gross. Let's see. It's extremely manipulative, especially bringing up but my birthday. Yeah, exactly. He'll do that a lot. He'll have something under his belt that he'll whip out to make the other person feel bad for not doing what he wants them to do. That'll be a drinking game thing too. Remind me if I miss something like that. Okay. I was on VRC, which is VR chat, dealing with drama and letting people vent to me, but I also saw some old friends, and that was nice. I also got some networking done for Callus Row. That's Arcadum. Siren, thanks, Arcadum. Drama? Oh no. Arcadum, yeah, I needed to be there for some people, but I helped them through it, so that was nice. By the way, how's the music levels? Is it too quiet, too loud? I'm raising my voice because I'm getting a little bit angry, so let me know if you want it up or lower. I did some, but I helped them through, so that was nice. I did some good in the world. That's nice of you. I'm just glad I actually hit the path to partner achievement, at least. I guess you mean on Twitch. You're killing it. I just woke up from a small nap, and man, I am in the mood, let me tell you. Siren, I haven't slept yet. I'm tired, but feeling weird, haha. Maybe I should do like a more of a obvious voice difference. That way if I forget to say the name, you guys know if it's higher pitched, it's the chick, and if it's lower, it's the dude. Let's see, is he abusive but in love, or he just want to get... I'll put it this way, he did this to like 6 other girls, and he all told them that he loved them, and then he told their male friends that he loved them in order to isolate them away from the male friends. So you know what, I shouldn't spoil it. Fuck. But, you know... Do a voice. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Wait, let me see about the music. It's perfect? Okay, good. Use a Gollum voice for Arcadum. Jesus Christ, what if I just, like, did a Donald Duck voice for the girls and a Goofy voice for... Fuck no. What if I read Arcadum in the Burger King foot lettuce just for the entire stream? I think I'd die. I think I deserve to die if I did that. You're so late, what's going on? This really famous Twitch streamer that was a DM for D&D, everybody's leaking their DMs with him. He's been, like, really manipulative and gross to them. It's a whole thing. It's really hard to summarize, but yeah. Arcadum. Kelly Siren, I haven't slept yet, but I'm tired. I'm but feeling weird. Jesus Christ, bombastic badass, do it. Alright, I'll do it for the rest of this page, which you're not gonna like. Nobody's gonna like this, but I'll do it. Arcadum. Feeling weird. How so? I just woke up hard as a rock. Fuck. I just woke up hard as a rock, and I'm currently considering fapping myself. What is up with you? Kelly Siren. I was stressing because a ton of bots came in my chat and dropped links. Arcadum, oh yeah, don't worry about that, it happens. That's what emods and follower mode and things like that are for. Kelly Siren, yeah, I didn't know. I never had that happen. Arcadum, that just means you're making it. Kelly Siren, really? Arcadum, yeah, they don't target people who don't have an audience. Think about it. Okay, fuck it, we're done. We're done. We're done. Okay, so she's got a little bit more to add with some more screenshots. Bombastic Badass with the 20, worth it, my god. I hope you're okay financially. You don't have to donate, guys. It's rough in today's world, but I appreciate it, thank you. He even started asking why. Oh god, not a duck bought some merch. Thank you for the t-shirt and the ghost. Loving the merch. Good. Please tell me if it's high quality or not, like if it's up to your standards when you get it. And give me a picture if you like, I'll throw it in the slideshow. He even started asking why when I said... Okay, there's the bombastic, good. He even started asking me why when I said I didn't feel like doing sexual acts with him. He did this a few times. In the call, he would ask me if I wanted to do stuff. I'd say I didn't want to, so after he would always profusely apologize and say he didn't mean what he said. Or this weird instance where he said he didn't mean it. He wanted to see what my reason was. He told me he wanted to see what I'd say, to see if he was desirable or not. That's not, don't ever tell, even if it's true, don't tell people you're only doing that to see if they'd... Okay, well, I'm sure she'll bring it up when he brings it up, but that comes off as manipulative when you're like, oh, well, I only said that to you because I wanted to see if you found me desirable. It makes it look like you're just manipulating him to you know... Let's see. Hey man, I just woke up with a rager and was going to go crank my hog. How's your day go? Yeah, exactly! Highly inappropriate. You should not be doing this with like 6 people, my dude. Objection. Waking up with a rock hard when you get older is a surprise and is like saying, hey, remember when you were young? Does it stop happening when you get older? I read somewhere that the whole morning you know what? I've heard that's like a biological thing to protect you from like cutting off the circulation because it's like between your legs. I've heard that's like to protect you from cutting off circulation and like, because you know, like if you cut off circulation, like after an hour, like the skin will die and like necrotize and stuff. I'd always heard that was the cause of it, but maybe that's a myth. Maybe that's a myth. What age is this guy? Fuck, I don't know. I think he's either in his late 20s or early 30s. 32, apparently. Well, there you go. Now you're scared. Yeah, God help you if you get old. I'm sure it's a myth. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Otherwise, it'd be hard the entire night, right? Like, are they saying that you could possibly cut off circulation and lose it only in the morning hours? Morning word is sometimes annoying if you're not horny. Yeah, I can't imagine. And what if you're, like, in a barracks or something? Like, what if there's, like, 10 other guys around you, like, in a bunk like, what do they do on submarine? Never mind. Okay. Yeah, it sucks to be a guy. I'm so sorry. Yeah, what's up? Arcadum. Basically, I am sorry about earlier, and I felt I put you on the spot. I don't think I actually have any desire to do those things. I just for some reason had a problem with why. It's really weird. Kelly. Question mark? Arcadum. I can talk about it more when I'm not streaming, I guess. Mostly I am just sorry. I feel like I had a drama where there wasn't any. Kelly. So you didn't have any desire, but you said you did? I'm a little confused, but there's no drama. Arcadum. I think I just wanted to know why more than anything else. Kelly. Why say that you wanted to do stuff then? I understand it's just confusing, haha. Arcadum. And you told me, which makes me feel better to know. I mean, if I had wanted to, I almost started doing the Burger King foot lettuce voice just automatically. What the hell? I meant if I had wanted to, that it would be possible. It's more of a being desirable thing. I am sorry if I am being confusing. Kelly, so you realized it was more of a confidence boost for you? Arcadum, that makes me sound like a garbage person. Kelly, I don't think you're garbage. Basically, there is more to the conversation I couldn't get to my own feelings, I think. But I am sorry. Kelly, I'm just trying to understand completely. I'm pretty understandable about stuff. Arcadum, well, I am saying that right now, I am not asking that for you. So he's very vague, but essentially it's what she surmised, that he basically only said those things because he wanted to know why. I.e., he wanted to know if she found him desirable, which comes off as manipulative, you know? Like, oh, well, I only flirted with you and asked for sexual stuff to see if you actually wanted to do it with me, so I would know if you actually found me desirable. Ugh. I don't know. I mean, I guess you might want to know if other people find you desirable, but if you go about it in this way, you could probably end up hurting their feelings a bit. He almost became self-aware. You will see this a lot. In fact, like, there are these moments where he's so close to realizing, oh, this thing I did was kind of inappropriate. Maybe I should... Nah, it's everybody else's fault. They're weak, and they can't handle my hard truths. And it's like that, you'll see that a lot. This isn't even the worst of it. That thing I said makes me sound like a garbage person. I couldn't have possibly said that. Yeah, it's always like, well, you misunderstand. Yeah. So Kelly says, okay, Arcadum, I am sorry if I made you think otherwise in my attempt to dance around my actual question. I realize now there might be a misunderstanding. You were not used for a confidence boost. That was never the point. I don't use people like that. I'm not that kind of person. Kelly, I was just clarifying what you said. Quote, that it would be possible it's more of being a desirable thing. She's hitting him with his actual own quotes. You were not used for confidence boosts. That was never the point. I don't use people like that. I'm not that kind of person. And yet he said that it would be possible, and if it's more of a desirable thing. Okay. I suppose it was like that, but not in a using way. And that's the thing. He can't ever, you'll notice this, he can't ever admit the other person is right. Even when he's so close to admitting she's right, I suppose it was like that. But no, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like the way you're thinking. Yeah, it was like that, but not like that. I didn't say I felt used. Arcadum, alright, good. I just want to double check that. Kelly, tomorrow is soul, right? Not tonight? Tonight is soul. So I guess they're talking about different D&D things that they do. What is with that scrambled egg on your hood? Yeah, what is with that? How did that get there? Huh. Speaking of which, alright, think about another prop you want to see. I'll plop it on before we do here. Oh, and by the way, I asked... Oh, wait, hang on. I don't know if my Discord is on this screen or the other screen. Give me a second. No, it was on this screen. I'm glad I did that. Let's see. Oh, okay. I was wondering if somebody wanted to, like, voice, but it seems like she's offline. It is super late over there, so that's probably why. Okay. I'm just checking to make sure, because I did extend. I was like, hey, do you want to voice one of the girls if you're awake? And I was like, I'll try to stay up, and it's like, no, she's asleep. All right. Okay, it's probably for the best she'd get traumatized. That serves a fried egg. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Did you find the Beppis yet? Okay, Beppis time. Get some, wait, let me get rid of the merch. I need to take a sip of water and find that Beppis. Shoot, I might need a refill. I mean, I have my LaCroix, but that's not like regular water. Have you ever been so dehydrated and you try to drink, bubbly water and it's like suffering? Have you ever been dehydrated and you have ice cream, like that's all you have? Oh, I found the Beppis. It's called beverage_Beppis. I also have boba, so we can swap out the drinks eventually too, if we want to. I hope this is fun. I mean, this is the kind of stuff where it's like not too serious, like there's no kids involved, nobody got physically touched, you know, except maybe in VR. I don't know if that was real life or VR. I really gotta find that out. But yeah, so this is the kind of thing I'm okay kind of reading about, because it's not too serious. Okay, there we go. All right, let me just grab something real quick. Bubbly water is amazing when it's super hot outside, but you're not super thirsty yet. Yes. Be right back. Wait a minute, I just came back. Is this song, This Is What You Get? This is what you want, this is what you get. What the? There's no way this isn't. Wait a minute. I feel like I'm going crazy here, hang on. This is what you want, this is what you get. Androids and sentient beings. Okay, it's not called that, but I swear this is the beat from it. Okay, you need some Bundaberg rum. Ooh, Bundaberg makes, like this really neat ginger ale that has pieces of ginger in it. It's really cool. Okay, we're back. Oh no, copyright time. Let's see. When you go to, trigger warning, when you go to Folcona's account, which is one of the girls that coming out, it contains credible allegations of real-life SA. Wait, so he actually did the sexual assault to her? Or is she mentioning that somebody else did and that's part of her backstory? Let's see. Androids deserve no civil rights. What the fuck is happening? Real gingers? Yeah, man. Okay, we're good. Okay. He constantly asks if he excites me, if I have... Oh, wait. Yeah, you can't even see the Pepsi. Hang on. Wait, no, I just... How's that? Yeah, good enough. You can't really see my Beppis, but it's here. Folcona was the victim. Yeah, I didn't mean did Folcona do the thing. I meant did Arcadum do the thing to Folcona, or is she saying that somebody else did it to her in the past and she wants everyone to know that that's part of her backstory? Let's see. Beppis time. Yup. Let's see. One more check. Yeah, it's still offline. All right. He constantly asks if he excites me, if I have feelings, if I find him attractive. I just didn't like that he would put his pressure on me to answer these things, especially concerning I knew in detail what he was going through and how he felt. I explained how I said things sometimes because I felt pressured to under the circumstances and didn't want to hurt him. I realize now he was doing the same thing to multiple girls simultaneously. He at one point asked me out and told me his feelings in a call. He told me he loved me. I found out he told so many other girls he loved them at the same time. It was really stressful, and I had told him I didn't want a relationship before. Turns out he asked other girls, even within the next few days, if they wanted to be romantically involved with him. Well, he moves on fast. Naomi was asked out right after he asked me within a few days. He also said he was on a break from his girlfriend. He'd also constantly remind me, all I've ever tried to do is help you. He would say this most times. I had the strength to confront him. He wanted me to tell him who I was intimate with and who I didn't, and he wanted me to tell him who I was intimate with, and I didn't want to. There was a day after my stream where someone had shown him personal info of mine. He demanded from my friend that she show him proof that I was speaking to someone. He called me very upset and said that I had lied to him. This was the call he told me that he loved me for the first time, and I couldn't believe that he would put that pressure on me after disrespecting me and my privacy so badly, that I didn't tell him who I was intimate with. I told him we are not in a relationship and he does not have the right to know that. I was extremely put off by this conversation and started to feel like he was someone I couldn't really trust anymore. He said he was really sorry and hoped I could forgive him. This led to some of the most shitty parts of our friendship. He started going behind my back and confronting any guys he thought I was talking to, if I mentioned hanging with them or not. He would approach the guys, tell them that he had feelings for me, and asked their intentions with me. This is extremely wrong and breached even more of my privacy. People started distancing themselves from me. It really sucked and I lost a lot of friends. A couple of people approached me and let me know that what was happening. He would check the VR chat list, see I was on, and assume that I was with people saying, have fun with so-and-so. Ugh, that's worse. That's even worse. Yeah, this is a whole... So, to start with, someone showed him personal information of her. He got mad at her and said she lied and started saying, you can't be with somebody else, I love you. Apparently, that's the first time he said it to her. He was pressuring her to tell him who she might be intimate with. But they're not even in a relationship. So then he starts going around to all her male friends and starts saying that he's in love with her and demanding to know what their intentions with her are. Jesus Christ, you're actually in physical pain. Yeah, I'm so glad people realize that this is not a good thing to do. Oh god, you knew a guy just like this. He was hitting on a girl and was paranoid that any other guy who immediately talked to her was flirting with her in private. Dude was a nutcase. Yeah, and that's the thing, that... You know, that's like something a paranoid father will do. Like, what are your intentions with my daughter? You can't be like, hey, that girl who's kind of a friend of mine, we're not in a relationship, well, I love her, and what are your intentions with her? Are you sleeping with her? Like, that's so fucked up. You can't do that, my dude. Yeah, I remember I caught his wife's stream after this happened. Suffice to say, she broke down completely on stream. I've got some questions for the wife. How do you live 8 years in a relationship with this guy, whether or not there were breaks? I mean, some of his personality had to bleed through. Was she, you know, I mean, I don't know how she did it. Weird. Okay. Arcadum. Okay, so this is at the start of this year, so this is like a couple months after the other ones we were reading. Relationship or not, you don't do this kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like, even if you are in a relationship, it makes it look like you don't trust that person. Like, if that person and you are in a relationship, you should trust them enough to not be flirting with other people. But if you go off the handle and say, oh, well, she could be flirting with them, then that means maybe you don't trust them and maybe this isn't a good relationship to be in for either of you. Okay. Arcadum, you see my requests? Alright, well, I'll leave you to it. Have fun with Lawman. Kelly, I dozed off for a bit in VR. Lawman wasn't the only one there. I shouldn't have to tell you that, but I will. I watched a movie with Zoran and Lal, and I'm sorry I missed your requests. I haven't slept in a long time. I wish I didn't feel the need to have to explain myself all the time. It makes me feel very bad. Arcadum, who is saying you have to explain yourself? Kelly, you, by saying, I'll leave you alone, have fun with insert person here. Arcadum, I think you're reading into that. Why act so defensive? I certainly didn't mean it like that. Because it came across as accusatory, and you deleted it. Why? Arcadum, I didn't delete it. I'm not sure why it isn't there. Kelly, question mark. Arcadum, but I'm not trying to hide anything. Also, if you just woke up, how would you see it? And when I got on, Zoran wasn't online. Kelly, I didn't just wake up. I saw your messages and I sat here for a whole, deciding how to even respond. Arcadum, so you saw my messages but not my invite requests? Lol. Okay. Kelly, yes, actually. You can see that. That's so gross. And he'll do a lot of this. He'll say something really passive-aggressive, and when the chick is like, that's kind of a nasty thing to do, he'll be like, what? I didn't say anything. You're just reading into it. I didn't say anything. I just said have fun, you know? It's like... He thinks he's clever, but he's not. Yes, actually, Arcadum. You do what you like, Kelly. You don't have to explain yourself to me. But I am also not an idiot. Kelly, then why do this? Arcadum, and I didn't mean anything in any way. I do not even remember deleting it. I might have done it leaning on my phone. The point is, you wouldn't have to be defensive if there wasn't anything to defend. You hear that, guys? If somebody says something and you say that's not true, then, I mean, that means you did it, right? Only a guilty person would defend themselves. What kind of fucking moon logic is that? By his logic, if he gets accused of diddling kids, you know, and he says, no, I didn't, then that means he must be guilty, right? Because otherwise he wouldn't be so defensive. Jesus Christ. I hate this guy. I freaking hate this guy. The point is, you wouldn't have to be so defensive if there wasn't anything to defend. Kelly, I could say I'm not an idiot here as well. See how frustrating it is to be second-guessed all the time and questioned? Arcadum, this has to stop. Arcadum, it was not my intention to hurt you. I just wanted to hang out with you this morning. And I was ignored. And see, that's the thing. Like, give her the benefit of the doubt. She said she hung out with some people, watched a movie, and then went to sleep. And you're like, you ignored me. Or, like, is she supposed to be in Discord 24/7 or on VR chat 24/7 looking for your invites? It's just a bit controlling. Kelly, I couldn't sleep, so I got on. I have been awake a very long time. I don't want this. I don't. Arcadum, seriously, I didn't mean any of this. Kelly, I'm not being defensive of my actions. Arcadum, I'm sorry to respond in any way that may be mean, but I have done nothing to deserve this reaction. All I have ever done is support you. Did you take your medicine, by the way? Shit, I think, fuck. Anyway, but also, don't do that. If you're having an argument with someone and you say that you didn't deserve what they're saying to you, also, did you take your meds? That's fucking gross. Take a drink. Actually, I think this is true gaslighting. Like, not just like, oh, that's gaslighting every time someone doesn't like something someone says. This is legit gaslighting. I didn't do anything mean. I don't deserve you being angry because I insulted you. By the way, are you taking your meds? That's fucked. Alright, yeah, take a drink. Gaslighting, legit gaslighting. Arcadum, do you not see where I'm coming from at all? I don't like it when you say, have fun with Lawman. It makes me feel like you're assuming things about me. Arcadum, I said that because it was accurate. Have fun with him, I would say the same if it was someone else. You are seriously reading into that. Kelly, well, can you blame me when it was deleted somehow? That's a good freaking point. Why was it deleted if it was just a simple, oh, I would have said that to anybody, you know? Arcadum, on my honor as a dungeon master, I did not delete that on purpose. Do you want me to leave you alone? I will if that's what you want. And this is yet another thing. You're gonna see this in other messages. If he gets pushback where they tell him his behavior is not good, you'll see it. His answer to that is, oh, well, I guess we won't be friends anymore. Oh, I'm just going to leave you alone. I won't interact with you anymore. I'm not going to banter. Like, he can't take criticism. His answer to that is just like, oh, well, clearly you're too weak to be around me. I guess it's over. On his honor as a dungeon master, guys. This has Are You on Your Period vibes. Yes, absolutely. Gee. And I think that's also double gross, because if she confided in him that she was taking medication possibly for either like anxiety, depression, because you wouldn't ask, have you taken your medication for like allergy pills? You say that when people take medication that might have something to do with their state of mind, you know, like for anxiety, depression, etc. And for him to not only use that as ammunition in an argument to make it seem like she's doing this being irrational because of like lack of medication is fucked. I hate this. Oh my gosh. This is why I had to read it. Read it. You see? This isn't even the worst of it either. I want to resolve this. I'm also extremely tired, so my patience is not as it usually is. I can't sleep lately. Arcadum, it really pains me that you would think so ill of me. Kelly, stop saying you're not an idiot and always assuming I'm not telling the truth. I really don't like that. I was dozing off in VR and saw your messages after. I don't like that I have to keep proving myself. How am I supposed to take it when you talk to me like this? Arcadum, that you need to be patient with me? Yeah, Kelly, it's your fault for not being patient with him as he acts passive-aggressive and makes insinuations about you. Come on. Kelly, it hurts me when you say certain things to me too. Arcadum, I didn't mean it like that. Kelly, why say you aren't an idiot then? Tell me what you meant so we can resolve this. Arcadum, what does resolving it to you look like? Kelly, you're saying you're not meaning what I think you did, so what did you mean? Arcadum, I simply meant what I said. Kelly, I don't like being called a liar, lol. Arcadum, have fun. I didn't call you a liar. And then she posts his actual DM. You do what you like, Kelly. You don't have to explain yourself to me, but I am also not an idiot. Yeah, that last line, I'm not an idiot, implying that he's not an idiot, he knows what's going on. And she's like, nothing's going on. And he's like, I didn't say anything was going on. And it's just, oh, it's gross. It's gross. Cringe, please stop. I'm so sorry, but we're in it. And would you believe, like, if I saw someone else, I didn't watch the entire thing, but someone sat there and read the entire Twitlongers. It was 6 hours, over 6 hours. This is the first girl, by the way. There's like 12. Let's see. Arcadum, I never said that. That is not me calling you a liar. I never said... What? Then what is it? Because that sentence made me upset. He had absolutely no shame in this when I confronted him about approaching guys behind my back. Oh, so she's got the DMs of confronting him about talking to guys about what their intentions are with her and that he's the one that loves her. We've got that. It's coming up. He had absolutely no shame in this when I confronted him about approaching guys behind my back. He said it was their fault for being weak and not talking to me anymore. He would constantly ask me if he was my closest friend. He didn't like if I was getting close to other guys that weren't him. He explained to me that he did this because I wouldn't tell him who I was seeing and he had to know. So he asked the guys he thought I was seeing. He called me and lectured me that I get too close to people too quickly, that he had to know for the integrity of his games if I was seeing someone in them so there wouldn't be drama. You hear that, guys? He had to know if she was sleeping with someone. He had to know because it would possibly violate the integrity of his games, you guys. Any dungeon masters in here that do you agree or disagree? Is that something you guys have to know? Oh, and see, that's the thing, like, he's never honest. He can't admit that maybe he's fucking jealous and insecure, but no, he has to know. He has a right to know, because if she's sleeping with someone, it could possibly cause drama in the game. You need to bleach your brain. Are you angry? Good. Freaking good. Feel free to rage and oh my God. When I was listening to Bowblacks read this, I was like pausing and shouting out arguments with like invisible people, like, well, yeah, she did that because it's just, you know, when you have like an imaginary argument with someone, that's what I was doing. I think that's possibly why I was so aggravated for the Road 96 stream, because I had just listened to like 2 hours. Every time I run a campaign, I run a background check on all my PC's sex lives. Yeah, see? You gotta know their sexual history, man. It could possibly compromise the game if you don't. You defo have to be aware of social tensions as a DM among players, but this shit really taking the goddamn... Yeah, it's probably useful to know if people, like, fight a lot, or if people are, like, in a, you know, like a public relationship. Like, if you can't even tell they're in a relationship, then odds are it's not gonna do anything. But if they're, like, clearly really kissy with each other and flirty, I mean, you can say, hey, listen, is there something between you two? And if they're like, no, or man, that's not your business, okay, sure, okay, fine. Just, you know, keep in mind we're playing an imaginary game here. If somebody else flirts with them, just, you know, be aware. So I can understand that, but that's clearly not the case here. You two banging? I really need to know for the game, totally, that's why. Yeah, and the fact that when she told him she wouldn't tell him, he went to guys he thought she might be sleeping with to ask them. That's such a violation, that's inappropriate. Okay, I just simply wanted to be friends, and he made our friendship into something so shitty with his constant invasion of my privacy. Here's when I confronted him about this. Okay, so we got the confrontation, guys. You should watch anger-inducing shit before other streams. It definitely got to... I'm so ashamed of how I acted on that stream. I should not have been that angry, but I think I was fired up from this. I was outraged. Human beings having active sex lives and attending my gaming table? By God, I will not have it. Yeah. Virgins only. That's how D&D should have stayed, you know? That's why we have all this trouble, you know? Okay, Kelly. I have been told by multiple people that you've messaged them asking their intentions with me, telling them that you love me, and it's caused them to not want to talk to me anymore. So I got my answer on why people backed off. Because you have power, Arcadum. Arcadum, what is it that they told you exactly? Because this sounds like hyperbole. He's so obvious. He's only asking that so he can dodge around it. What is it that they told you? I mean, they're probably exaggerating, but what is it that they told you? How about you say what you told them, and she can see if they line up. You're gonna have to get breakfast. Eat well, man. Eat well. I remember when I was hanging out with a cousin, some possessive dude came up to him and demanded to know why he was flirting with some girl. Ugh. My cousin proceeded to call her after the conversation, telling her that some dude just accosted him about this. Bro, did she tell off that suitor? Yeah, you know, unless you're like crazy, girls, unless they're insane, girls generally don't like people trying to be possessive and controlling and possibly isolating them from their regular male friends. That's not a cool thing. Ah, Kelly, well, it's been multiple people who don't know about each other. Arcadum, what do you mean don't know about each other? Callie, and they said you'd talk to them about how they felt about me, then confess. Multiple people have told me this, without knowing that others have been told. Do you get what I'm saying? It's wrong. I'm not happy about it. I'm not saying I don't understand, because I do understand where you are coming from, but it still hurts. Let's see. Arcadum, I have talked to people about how I feel about you, yes, but I never told them to do anything about it, nor in fact that they should. It's not like I tried to shut them off or out. It came up in natural conversation as well. Freaking liar! Is he really trying to tell me that, like, magically, recently, or trying to tell her that magically, recently, like 3 different guys, it all came up in natural conversation where he asked their intentions and then confessed his love for her? He's such a liar! There's no way! Absolutely no way. And this little game up here where he's like, well, I didn't tell them to stop talking to you. I never told them to do that. But he's acting mega possessive about how he's the one that loves her and what are their intentions. I mean, like, and that's the thing, he dances around that. He'll do passive-aggressive, manipulative stuff and then claim that he never actually said it outright, so it doesn't count. You know? Kelly, you don't have to tell them, Arcadum. Arcadum, if they are avoiding you because of that, then I don't know what to say. Kelly, you telling someone you are into me, they respect you, they're gonna distance themselves from me. It wasn't even people I was interested in like that. They still don't want to fuck with that. You're a person of fame and power, and they respect you. You don't have to tell them not to. Arcadum, well, first of all, actually, Kelly, and I know you know that. Arcadum, I am not used to being that, so it's not like I did that intentionally if that is what happened. He can't even admit that's what happened. He's like downing it, like, well, if that's what's happened, it has happened. She's the one that says she caught on to people avoiding her and she started messaging them why. Hello, fine weather we are having. What are your intentions with Kelly? Yeah, exactly. This guy's clearly socially disgusting, so I bet you it was just like that. Do you guys not talk about this with your friends? I mean, what do you mean? Like, I assume friends will talk about if, like, they have a girlfriend or something. But apparently that's not what happened here, because some of these guys that he started messaging, he didn't even really know. So these were Kelly's friends, not his friends, by the way. Can you do a quick resume for those who weren't here before? Okay, this D&D master, one of the biggest Twitch streamers of D&D, Arcadum, just got exposed by like 10 different people for being really manipulative and gross in gaslighting and just in DMs, and then they leaked all their DMs. So apparently he was doing this all to multiple women at the same time, so... You got a whole other energy when you get kind of annoyed. It's fun to listen to you rant. I need to keep that under control. That's why this is an after dark stream. Like, it's not like a normal stream. I wish I had like a second channel for this kind of stuff. Actually, Arcadum about to lie and manipulate for the millionth time. Yeah. It's like he's always correcting her on what she's saying, even though what she's saying is correct. It's like, hey, multiple guys came up to me and said that you did this, and that's why they're distancing themselves. Well, if that actually happened, it was... Gross. And yeah, he could have told them anything too. Maybe he told them to back off and that they were already together. Who knows? Yeah, exactly. I mean, he might. I think he did the mind game where he's like, hey, what are your intentions with her? And of course, they're just regular friends, so they're like, Kelly's my friend. Yeah, well, I'm in love with her, and you know, and it just makes it super awkward. And they don't want to anger the super famous Twitch guy who could possibly blacklist them from all the D&D things that are going on. You know. Let's see. Arcadum is doing a really good Thanos with his realities, whatever I want it to be. Yeah, exactly. Everybody, you'll see that everybody's opinion is just emotional blather, but his opinion is fact and true. Arcadum. Okay, Kelly. Can I ask why you told the people I was hanging that? Arcadum. Also, I don't love you anymore like that, so I can make it right and just tell them it's all good. Yes, Arcadum. Go and tell these 3 or whatever guys that you don't love her anymore and that they can have her now. Great. Perfect. So I can make it right and just tell them it's all good. See, and that's the thing. He wouldn't have to tell them it's all good. Like, him saying this means that he acknowledges that there's a problem because of what he did. What he did caused a problem. And now, if she wants, he can go and tell them it's all good and that there shouldn't be a problem anymore. If I have the power to make that happen, as you say, then I can make it right as well. No, Kelly, no. I asked to please not. Arcadum. Then I won't. I spoke to only 3 people about that. Only 3 people, Kelly. He only went to 3 of your male friends and asked their intentions with you, if they were sleeping with you, and that he was in love with you. But he's not in love with you anymore, so it's cool. If anybody does this to you guys, cut them out of your life really quick. Really freaking quick. Take some screenshots just in case. Get them out of your life. I spoke to only 3 people. Okay, so the limit is 4 then, huh? I spoke to only 3 people about that. Some may have guessed because I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and it's not like I went asking them to ignore you or claiming you. Kelly. Well, more have told me than 3. Arcadum. Or some dumb shit. It wasn't even 3, it was more. Arcadum. Or some dumb shit. Well, then those people are getting it from someone else. Kelly. And not even the you telling them I love you thing. Arcadum, question mark. Kelly, just that you message asking what they are doing when I'm with them. Arcadum. Oh, that's sneaky. So he's messaging these guys, what are you doing? When Kelly just happens to be with them. Why are you messaging these guys that are her friends? What are they doing when Kelly just happens to be with them? That's stalky. Arcadum. Well, I have no idea who that is or what they are talking about. Kelly. And you have done it in front of me several times. You called neither to talk about CR right after I told you I was... Okay, so CR is a person. You called neither to talk about CR right after I told you I was with him. You called neither to talk about... So he called one of her guy friends right after she said she was with him. Boy, that's a coincidence. Arcadum. And I don't know they are with you. People are in fucking private worlds. Yeah, because that was relevant, and he was at the front of my mind. Look, do you want me to leave you alone? He's doing it again. She's like, hey, you did this gross thing. Can you not do that? What, you want me to leave you alone? Should we not be friends anymore? It's like he won't accept that maybe he needs to not do something, or to not do something again, or to change something. It's just like, oh, you don't like that I did this thing? Well, we cannot be friends if that's what you want. Like, he won't change. He won't acknowledge problematic... Oh, God, I can't believe I just said that problematic. But this is like actual problematic behavior. Like, this is the first time in a long time where problematic is used correctly. This is gross. It's inappropriate. It's controlling. Let's see. Look, do you want me to leave you alone? I will. But you message people you don't talk to usually. Do you see why I think that you do? Yup. He tries to frame it as, oh, well, they were at the front of my mind. She's like, yeah, but you don't normally talk to this person, so why are you talking to them about their intentions with me? The threat of leaving her alone. What a manipulative fuck. Friendly reminder, reminder, not reminder. This is Kelly Siren, who did like actual professional work with like music and managing a music group for his thing. So, you know, this is like super awful, threatening to just leave her alone, because that kind of implicates that they're not going to be working professionally anymore. The fact that she made a mistake in writing is a sign of intense rage in her heart. Yeah, she's panicking. She's emotional as heck because she can't talk to him without him just spinning everything. Okay, why is she still talking to this guy? I would have said F off. Yeah, because she's part of his D&D thing. He's one of the most famous D&D things, and she's doing music for it. So it's like, what is she gonna do? Seal herself out? And that's the thing, like, he's big. He's really big, so he could absolutely blacklist her and say, hey, don't work with this person. You know, she's psycho. She seems like a nice person. She is so much more patient than I would be. Absolutely, she's a nice person. But you message people you don't talk to usually. Do you see why I think that I do? No, Arcadum, because I care about you. Arcadum, you can think that if you like. I told you the truth. Kelly, I want this to be worked through. Arcadum, it's up to you whether or not you believe me. How could I possibly know you're with someone when you're always in D&D and in private worlds? I just message people when I remember to, or it becomes relevant. Kelly, well, sometimes it was right after I mentioned them to you. Arcadum, our lives are entwined quite a bit. Get that shit out of here. Kelly, I know. Arcadum, I did not do anything with the intention of controlling you or your life or anyone around you. I am not that kind of person. By the way, he's done this to other girls. She's not the only one he's done this to and like guilted for being with someone else in VR chat and not him. I'm not that kind of person. If you think that of me, that is tragic, but it is also false. It sounds like Dwight Schrute. Ugh. Kelly, a lot of people admitted that they backed off being friends with me because they didn't want to bother you. Arcadum, well then they are cowards. Kelly, if a friend told you his feelings for someone, wouldn't you back off? Fuck that, or Arcadum, fuck that, because I didn't ask them to do that. In fact, I specifically have tried to find you friends. Back off how? I would still be that person's friend. Yeah? Or Kelly, yeah? Arcadum, unless you mean if they want to be with you, I don't fucking know that. Kelly, I'm not saying that they aren't fucking lame for doing so, because if anything... Okay, well, it doesn't look like it continues there, but yeah, bad on the guys for avoiding her, but also, I mean, maybe clearly Arcadum is a really jealous and controlling guy, so maybe they're like, oh snap, my simple friendship is being interpreted as something else. I don't want to poke the guy who controls everything in my friend group and in this medium that I like. He's probably got a flowchart drawn in his room, most likely Lamau, on how to gaslight someone. It's funny that you mention a flowchart. We'll get into, he actually calculated statistics on why people aren't his friend. I'm not even kidding. Calm call, you hit the nail on the head. Arcadum, sometimes I feel like you don't take it. Oh, this is from, I don't know when this is from, but Arcadum. And this was other confrontations that she had filed away, so this isn't necessarily connected to that other one. It looks like it was before it, actually. Arcadum. Sometimes I feel like you don't take it until someone else tells you to, but that may be a timing coincidence. Kelly. Not true at all. Probably the opposite. People don't give me the advice you do anyway, for me to even take it from them. Arcadum. Well, in either case, all I have ever tried to do was help you. But I feel like you're like, how can I say this? Used to me. Kelly. No, I'm not used to you. Arcadum. Well, it certainly feels that way. Kelly. I don't know what I do to make you think that. Arcadum. It's little things I notice, like in VR chat, you sit further away from me. You aren't as close to me as I have observed you with others. How often you try to actually call me. I can't think the last time you called me. Over time, you have pushed me away. It's not a big deal, not really, but I'm not going to pretend it hasn't happened. Like, they want to go to prison for killing this dude. I know, you do kind of, like, want to grab him and shake him and be like, stop it. But yeah, you see how jealous and controlling he is? Like, well, you don't sit close to me like you do other people. When's the last time you called me? And here's the thing, like, I can actually believe him. I might actually believe that she is not sitting as close to him as she does with other people, and she is not talking to him as much as she does other people. But here's the thing. 3 guesses why. You know, it's like he treats her poorly and does nasty things to her, and then he's like, by the way, you don't seem to be as close to me as you do other people. It's no big deal, but I'm actually really upset about it. And it's like, you treat them horribly, and yet you're puzzled about why maybe they're not, coming close to you. Oh God, MLG Hazred, with a donation of 5. I hope there is a guy who Arcadum confronted who didn't care who he is and his threats. I'd be that person since I never heard of him until now. Yeah, exactly. Most people don't know who this guy is, so. Let's see. Alright. The only reason if I have pushed you away at all is because of the privacy issues. Yeah, the ones he caused, and those are things that can be worked through. It just takes me some time, but I still consider you a close friend. Arcadum, look, Kelly, and it's worth fixing. Arcadum, I haven't broken your privacy. Others have. Everything you have told me, I have kept under lock and key. Kelly, I believe that. I know you don't tell my secrets. I would argue that he hasn't, right? Because apparently he threw a bitch fit when he found out from one of her other friends that she might be intimate with someone. He started, demanding to know who it was. And when she wouldn't tell him, he started to go to all the males that she was hanging out and demanding if it was them. So I would argue, no, he has broken her privacy. It's... Gross. Wait, are these DMs real? Yup. And we also, and here's the thing, we also know that this is real and this happened because Arcadum, after he tried to delete everything and edit the messages, when his girlfriend found out, he actually did come out with a statement, and I believe he acknowledged the accusations, like as in like that they were true. He referenced them and why he needed. Yeah, so it's true. That's also another reason why I'm doing this, because the guy himself was like, yeah, I forget what he said. Maybe I should read. Maybe I should have read them first, but yeah, Arcadum does have a public addressing. You could probably Google it and find it. Let's see. He got kicked out of the house, by the way. Was it his girlfriend's house? I mean, if he owns it, I don't see how, but... Alright, that's news to me. I hadn't heard that. This is the bullshit you expect to see from a 14-year-old. Yeah, he's clearly very self-confident and self-assured and like, ugh. Kelly, you talking to those people asking, yeah, so this is after that. How dare he say he hasn't violated her privacy when he did that? And she called him on it. Kelly, you talking to those people, asking their intentions with me, whether it was on purpose or not, affected the way they see and treat me. Some people completely stopped talking, but most keep their distance. It's something that's out of my control and hurts, but I guess that's the end of that. But also something I have to just get over and realize they must not have cared about me that much in the first place to not want to talk to me anymore. Yeah, that's true. That says, honestly, he's disgusting for doing it, but that says more about them, that they're just going to back off being your friend because some weirdo that is controlling, did that. His apology is dog shit. Yeah, exactly. He mentioned he had to find somewhere to set up when he was streaming his apology. Oh, so maybe he's just leaving because his girlfriend is. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's not his house. Otherwise, I mean, whether or not he's a disgusting boyfriend or not, that's if that's his house, me. But yeah. I owned up to that, but no, you didn't. No, he didn't. He did not own up to that. He was like, it's their fault for being weak, and I didn't do anything. It wasn't my fault, it's theirs, and you're the one that... He didn't own up to that. I owned up to that, but I do not accept as that being an action against you. I owned up to that, but also, that wasn't anything against you. You can't count it. Bullshit. Like, does he hear himself? I owned up to that. But I do not accept as that being an action against you, as I explained in detail that they decided to do what I specifically told them not to do. If they were so weak as to be that afraid, then fuck them. Why do you tell people that aren't close, or that you aren't close with, though? Arcadum, what makes you think I did? Because you told me who you told, haha. Arcadum, yeah, and I knew them. Kelly, and I don't think you're that close to any of them. Arcadum, what? Kelly, Well, you told me who you talked about your feelings with. I didn't even think you knew Sheeny. Really, I just don't get why you did it is all. Arcadum. Sheeny and I are fellow servicemen. We start at a higher level inherently. Another drinking game thing, by the way, is that this guy apparently served in the military. And oh my god. Like, I also come from a military family, and they don't do what this guy does. Ugh. Alright, what else should I put? What else you guys want on as a prop? It's prop time, guys. We've got the Germa rat. We've got the Chris Chan ghost shoe pendant. We've got band-aids. We've got, oh, I think you guys can see it. No, maybe not. I don't know. We've got boba tea, Starbucks, blankets. What do you guys want? What do you guys want? The Germa rat to reflect chat's feelings. Fucking yes. Yes. All right. Well, we'll add a new one on soon. I promise. But we'll do the Germa rat for now. Let's see. How do I rotate it? Oh, yeah. There we go. Nope. He wants some Pepsi. There we go. There we go, guys. Let's see. You want a shoe on my head? I don't think I have a shoe, but I'll look. I'll look next time. Maybe get the frog. You might need stamina. Do I have a frog? I've got this. Oh, the snail. That's right. Yeah, the snail. I might have to. How the fuck you gotta serve in the military, have a girlfriend, wife, and fuck that up over hugs and gropes in VR chat? Wait until you hear him talk about his time in the military. You should see it. Like, this is a voice chat, by the way. We have audio recordings of when he did this, and he was like, I was a scary person in the military. I was a worse person. I was sociopathic. I could have harmed a lot of people and done a lot of damage because I had the power to do so. And I look back on that person and I'm afraid because that person had a lot of power. And it's like, holy shit. We have audio. If I'm not dead by the time we get to that point, we have audio. He is the giant rat. He makes all the rules. Yes, he does. Pepsi for Mr. Rat. Remember that time somebody tried to claim that they got a live rat, not a live rat, but a rat corpse in their Mountain Dew can, and the company came out and was like, that's definitely not true because it would have dissolved the rat corpse. Everybody was like, oh, okay, cool. 300 confirmed DMs. 300 confirmed twitlongers. 300 confirmed. Yes, he is that Navy SEAL copy pasta, holy shit. Please, no voice. I'm gonna cringe to death. However you think this guy sounds, his voice, you are completely right. You are completely right. Sheeny and I are fellow servicemen. We start at a higher level inherently. Kelly, but you don't usually talk to him. Arcadum, so I don't have to talk to someone a lot to be close to them, and we had been friends before. Kelly, it was after I said my interactions with these people that you messaged them. Do you see what that looks like? Arcadum, and quite frankly, you don't get to decide whom I consider myself close with. What is it you think it looks like? I thought we settled this. Kelly, the redacted thing in particular, you said I didn't know you two were that close. Well, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it lately. Arcadum, well then obviously it isn't settled. Gah. But you see, like, he dances around everything. This guy can't give a straight answer. She's like, hey, listen, you don't normally talk to these people, and you messaged them asking them if they were sleeping with me right after I mentioned that I was hanging out with them. Well, you don't get to tell, and the Arcadum's like, you don't get to tell me who I'm friends with, and it's like, that's not what she's saying. She's saying that you don't really know these people, yet you're going to them. Oh my gosh, you will clear your sins at the church, but not the vocal recording, please. It's gross, man. I thought he was in the Air Force. I don't know what he was, but apparently he was in the military. Although, there's nothing to suggest this, but every time I see a guy like this that's like bragging about military service, it's like, it turns out that he was like slinging hash in the cafeteria and then he washed out after like the mandatory 4 years or something. Like pulled an Onision where he decided he didn't like being told what to do, and so he walked into his commanding officer's office and started taking off his clothes to get kicked out, you know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. Which, yes, that really happened with Onision. I'm gonna need to bathe in holy water after this. He served in the Air Force as a logistics planner, if anyone's curious. fuck? My parents were, you know, I've got family in the Air Force too, and they were intel, and it's like, yeah, that's cushy. That's fucking cushy. You're not watching your friend's head explode, you know what I mean? Logistics planner, guys. He was a logistics planner. Okay, so not only was it the chair force, it was like, it was logistics. Logistics is important, just not something you want to brag as badass. Yeah, logistics, like the planning, big time important. But there's a big difference between sitting at a desk and crunching numbers and logistics versus like being in the sand with like dirt in your mouth and dragging like your comrades' bodies through. How far does the main character syndrome go? Oh, it goes far. It goes far. To the point where when all this came out, well, we'll save it. Well, then obviously it isn't settled. Look, Kelly, I have told you everything. If you don't believe me or feel betrayed by me, so be it. I have fucking proven myself to be your friend. Kelly, do you at least see why I wouldn't think that way? Arcadum, oh, I see why, and it also seems you do think that, despite our discussion. Kelly, I am not saying you aren't a good friend. Arcadum, then what is it you were saying? Just ducking say it and stop dancing around it. Kelly, how am I dancing around it? I'm being honest with my feelings. Yeah, she is. She's not dancing. She's like, dude, I think it's really suspicious. Dude, I think you're being controlling. And even if you aren't, do you understand that when I list your actions and the consequences of them, that you, whether you intended or not, you're being controlling? Like she's being, she's too nice. She's too nice. Arcadum, you are implying that I tried to manipulate these people, that I tried to prevent them from talking to you or be with you. At least that's the fucking vibe you're putting out. Kelly, as I said earlier, I'm not saying you did it on purpose, but you telling them these things made them see me as someone they shouldn't interact with because you have interest in me. It's just a shitty situation any way you look at it. Arcadum, well, I also don't appreciate taking the blame for their weakness. I did not ask them or intend for them to do that, and here I am paying the price because I have a shit to fucking ask. Kelly, and I'm allowed to be upset at the situation. Arcadum, I didn't say you weren't allowed. Who the fuck said you weren't allowed to be mad? Kelly, if you're gonna talk to me like this, I am not discussing things with you until another time. Arcadum, situation is fucked. What do you mean? Lamau, when he talked about his time in the army, he really sounded like he was quoting shit from Gears of War. Yes, he wasn't even in the army, he was in the Air Force, which is inherently cushier in most cases than the army. It was Narm. Narm, it was Nam. Charlie was in the trees, and I knew if I didn't get those forms filled out, those boys wouldn't have clean underwear. War is hell. Oh, you got the same vibes. Yeah, just wait till you hear the voice call. Kelly, you're being aggressive. I can't handle that right now. Arcadum, so I'm not allowed to be upset? Isn't it funny how he just gave her shit for saying, I never said you weren't allowed to feel upset? And now he's like, what? You're saying I'm not allowed to feel upset? Let's see. Arcadum, I didn't say you weren't allowed to be upset. And then now he's here. So I'm not allowed to be upset? She didn't say that either. You put so many words in my mouth, it's crazy. Arcadum, lol, what? You're the one who implied I said you couldn't be upset. Come on, Kelly. I am calm and I am not being aggressive, and I apologize if it seems this way. Kelly, I just said that allowed to be upset, meaning I am upset at the situation and you're in that situation. It was a chain of unfortunate events. Arcadum, all I wanted to do was help you, but I would not accept blame for other people's weaknesses. Isn't it funny how just a little while ago he was like, I accepted the blame. I took the blame. Why are we talking about this again? I owned up to it. Let's see, not true at all. Where was it? We gotta track these things. Because this guy says so much. Okay, that's from before. Where was it? I've owned up to that, but I do not accept that as being an action against you. And then like right here, he's like, all I wanted to do was help you, but I will not accept blame for other people's. What happened to owning up? What happened to owning up? I will not adhere to a false narrative. Kelly, do you not see anything wrong with asking them what their intentions were with me? I just want to know why you asked so I can fully understand, because as of right now, I honestly don't understand. Arcadum, because I had feelings for you at the time, and I wanted to know so that if they did like you and you liked them, I could find some peace, because I do not... This is completely different. This is completely different. Remember when he was like, oh, well, it was for the integrity of the DMs, you know, but here he's like, because I had feelings for you at the time and I wanted to know so that if they did like you and you liked them, I could find some peace, because I do not think you would tell me, as you have proven with past actions, that you lied to spare my feelings. Yeah, I wonder why. It's because you throw a bitch fit. So that's it. It was selfish. It was purely selfishly motivated. He asked because he wanted to know that if somebody already beat him to the punch. I don't know. He seems eagerly wanting to isolate the other and really good at one-on-one press. Yeah, and he does this to everyone. He guilt trips all these other girls every time they're playing with someone else and they don't get to his DMs or his invites. Arcadum. Wait. Okay. I wanted to know, and I made it clear to them that they could do what they liked. If they decided that meant they couldn't talk to you, that is fucking stupid. Kelly, I did not lie to you ever to spare your feelings. That is simply untrue. What I did say is that I don't have to tell you who I am intimate with. But you asked someone else, even though I asked you to respect that. Arcadum, I didn't ask if you were intimate. I asked if they liked you. That's kind of the same thing. Kelly, I haven't been romantic with anyone. Arcadum, that's all. Kelly, yeah, but you also said you were into me, so that makes them feel like they can't, you know? It's just how people work. It's a dumb game, but it's the social game. Arcadum, do you want me to take the blame for that then? Oh, shoot, I clicked out of order. Okay, let me see if this is the last one. Okay, here we go. And yeah, he's being dishonest, because he's like, well, I didn't ask if they had sex with you. I just wanted to know if they liked you or not. And it's like, but you're fishing. You demanded you demanded from her to know if she had been intimate with someone, and then suddenly you're asking all these guy friends what, you know? It's clearly what you wanted to know. I'm not asking for your password. I'm asking for the string of alphanumeric characters you put in to access your online accounts. Yeah, pretty much. This guy really thinks intimate and romance are completely separate. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. He's able to make this argument because all of the guys said, no, we're just friends. If they had said, yeah, we've got something going on, then, I mean, you know what I mean? They wouldn't, if they were intimate with her, you know, they wouldn't say, yeah, I like her. They'd say, well, yeah, we've got something, you know, and that clues him in, because he knows she's been intimate with someone and he's trying to find out who. So out of her friends, if all of them are friends except for the one who says, well, we've got something, or yeah, I like her, then that helps him narrow it down who it is. It's sneaky. I vaguely heard there was something up with Arcadum. I guess there's an entire story. Oh, there's not just an entire story. There's 12 entire twitlongers. And this is just the first one, guys. How you doing? You keeping hydrated? Do you want me to take the blame for that then? Is that the only way you move past this? Kelly, it's not like I'm blaming you for what happened. It's a chain of events. Arcadum, have you talked to them about it yet? Kelly, I'm fully disheartened that these people didn't think enough of me to keep talking to me as friends. Arcadum, in the same manner, do you even intend to? Kelly, they don't talk to me. Yeah, Arcadum, that's the problem. They distanced themselves from her because you gave the idea that you had claimed her, which, bad, don't do that, but I mean, that's how it works usually. Usually people don't want trouble and they don't want to fight over some girl that they're just friends with, you know? He told me I had new favorites. He got mad at me for liking their tweets and not his. It was just so much obsession over me and my life. No, I forgot this. Okay, he told me got mad for liking their tweets and not his. Drink. Time to drink, guys. I forgot it does the cheek thing when I poof my cheek out. Whew. How are you doing? I'm drinking heavily. Yeah, guys, maybe don't actually drink, like, or at least, like, water it down with, like, Coke or something. Like, or just, like, do a soda. You honestly might die. This is the first one. Even with that, I'm nowhere near the level of thirst that Arcadum has so far displayed. Yeah, he's not even, it's not just thirst, it's also, like, bitterness and salt and, like, entitlement. It's weird. A literal child. Yeah, this is how, like, 12-year-olds handle their first crush. They, like, act really badly, and then looking back, you know, when they start to reach adulthood, they're like, man, I can't believe I did that. I was so immature, you know? I should have just realized I was jealous and then, like, not let that color my actions and end up ruining not only her friendships, but my friendship with her. But this guy's, like, 32! I believe you're going off of Momo's Twitter thread, which contains the first wave of twitlongers, but FYI, Naomi's Twitter thread contains the same accounts and more. Okay, Bamodus, is there a link? Shoot, I don't know if non-mods can post links. Okay, Naomi's Twitter thread. Yes, I am going off of, Momo's. Oh, fuck, wait, hang on. I should probably... Okay, break for a second. Let me see if I can find Naomi's real quick. Oh wait, Noemi. It's Noemi, isn't it? Noemi. Because I know there's someone Naomi, and then there's also a Noemi. Like, they swapped the O and the A. Naomi, Twitter, Arcadum. Naomi is one of the people in Momo's thread. Perfect. Okay, I'll find her. I was planning on reading Momo's next because this is how I saw it read, because this was like day one, like the order released. Ideally, I'd like to read them in the order they were released, but I don't really know what the order is. So, gaslight Yagami. What the fuck? Okay. All right. So we'll move on to we'll find Naomi's or Noemi's. I forget which one it is because I think there's two. And, yeah, we'll go there in a second. Okay. I'll read Momo's after this, and then after that we can do it in any order, because I can't remember the order I originally watched it in. Let's see. Is it the VTuber Momo? I don't know, but it is a Momo. Here, this is her Twitter that we're looking at here. Momo Mischief. So, apparently they were all really famous for being on D&D voice chat or VR chat. I don't know if it's... anybody you guys know, though. Oh, she is a VTuber. Fuck, that's a cool art. Damn. See, I wish I could draw. So it looks like they are 3D VTubers. Damn. Okay, alright. So yeah, Momo is next. We're almost at the end of Kelly, so we'll be hearing from Momo soon. You're gonna have a hard time sleeping tonight. Let's see, Naomi Oop. Okay, I don't know why I thought the O was switched with the A, because I could have sworn one of them had a Noemi, or Noami. What a manipulative ass. And he did this to more than 12 girls. Yeah, just about 12 girls. It's nuts. Not all of them he talked to sexually, but all of them he was, like, super nasty to. Yes, the Momo VTuber. I know her stream. Cool. Arcadum. Hey, Kelly. Okay, so this is at the end of 2020. This is practically New Year's of 2020. Arcadum. Hey, Kelly. I gotta ask you something. Kelly. Yeah? Smiley face. Arcadum. Are we still close friends? Am I still your closest friend? Wasn't he just whining that she doesn't sit close to him in VR chat compared to other people? Kelly. I mean, and some nerve, because this is after the fact that he refused to take any kind of accountability for isolating her and scaring off all her friends because he was telling them he was in love with her and asking them what they wanted to do with her. You know? How dare you ask, are we still close friends? Am I still your closest friend? Bitch. It was a VR chat roleplay group, as I understand. It was called Callous Row. That was so popular, someone called Chandler Riggs almost got Arcadum a whole TV show about it. Yeah, this guy almost got a whole TV show with his Dungeons & Dragons thing, which that probably would have been really good for D&D, but his past came back to bite him. The skeletons crawled out of the closet, well, more like burst out of the closet, because there were like 12 of them shoved up in there, and the door was like buckling. They were in talks and meetings about it. Since the call-outs came out, they moved on without him, thankfully, but it'll always be stained by having him as a creator. Oh, so the Callous Row might still be getting the thing, it's just he won't be involved. I hear he was a really good DM. I don't know how, because I feel like he would argue with you for every little thing, you know, which I don't think is a good thing as a DM, maybe. That would have been cool. Let's see, good lord, imagine being with your family doing New Year's Eve and receive a DM from the guy who dragged you into a shitstorm for 6 months now. Yeah, exactly. Chandler Riggs, isn't that Carl from The Walking Dead? You are correct. He was friends, well, I don't know about friends, but he was cool with Carl from The Walking Dead, and they were in talks about like the TV show and stuff. Yes, that's Carl. Look at the flowers, Carl. We don't hang as much as we did, but I'll always consider you one of my closest friends. You mean a lot to me. Arcadum. Why? Did I do something wrong? Yes, Arcadum, you might have done something wrong. If only we had tons and tons of DM that could possibly give us a clue as to what you might have done wrong. What could it be? This was 2 months ago that you argued with her that you won't take any blame for isolating her from all the friends. I mean, zero self-awareness. This is so awful. How could he be so... He can't even claim to be not self-aware because she tried to drill it into his skull that just maybe it was inappropriate. Like, he knows. He knows. He's just pretending not to know. There's no way he doesn't know because this was like 2 months ago. Alright, I have to leave early to do some stuff. The stream's been very interesting. This dude is a sack of garbage. Bye-bye and keep safe. Thank you for joining us, NS. I'm glad you had a good time. The VOD will be available if you're interested in it. Remember, boys and girls, never put anything in writing. Yep. Never have the conversation in the first place. Like, don't have DMs that you wouldn't want, like, your friends or maybe your parents to see. Just don't. Try to avoid it, you know? Don't be sexual, don't be horny, don't be desperate, don't be thirsty, don't be jealous. Just don't be. And I know that's hard, because everybody wants to, like, you know, be horny and stuff, but just don't. It always comes back to bite you, you know? Either find you know, somebody that's not involved with your work or your business, you know, or your celebrity fame, you know, e-fame, or just be fine being alone, you know? Don't involve them in it. Don't cross the streams. Why? Did I do something wrong? Kelly, huh? What do you mean? Arcadum, why don't we hang out as much? Why am I not your closest friend? Kelly, it's not just on my end. Arcadum, what do you mean by not just in your end? Kelly, you're always busy. I don't get to stay long when we do hang out anymore, you know? Arcadum, well, I guess that's my answer then. Kelly, you did nothing wrong, Kelly. She knows. She's just afraid to say it, otherwise he'll fight with her. You did nothing wrong. I'm always down to hang. Arcadum, nah, you don't need me anymore. The little bits of time I can spare are usually on work stuff with us. Like, it's so gross. Like, why? Am I not your closest friend? Oh, well, we can hang out. No, you don't need me anymore. Just so gross. Kelly, why would you say something like that? Arcadum, try to imagine this from my perspective. Actually, you know what? You're playing your game. You're having fun. Just forget I said anything. I was just thinking about it and it made me feel like garbage. He does this a lot. Drink. Fucking drink. This is... He does this a lot. Oh, Bemodius. Okay, so I was saying, you know, what toxic traits, and somebody else is asking what toxic traits as a DM did. Because here's the thing, people can be terrible people behind closed doors and like really upstanding people in public. So it's possible he was a fantastic freaking DM with no signs of this at all. But I find that hard to believe because, I mean, not that I don't believe it, but it's like usually there's slips, you know, slips of his real personality, or those red flags come out. I recommend watching the 16-minute video of Neanners recounting their experience with the games. They would have to get very drunk before games out of anxiety. Oh, Arcadum has to drink because of anxiety, or Neanners would have to? I think you should stop drinking, you end up dying. Yeah, well, if I run out of LaCroix, I will absolutely get another one. We're going hard tonight, guys. The level of narcissism makes me sick. Yeah, I think it does. And it's scary because I think narcissism, if this guy is a narcissist, which I would lean, if he isn't, I don't know who is. Because he has blown every single chance of any kind of accountability or self-awareness or you know, owning up. It's like a personality defect. Like, you can't fight it. It's like a disorder practically, right? You know, I from what I've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like an actual brain thing that makes them act that way. Altoria says, he actually was a terrible DM. I'm a DM myself, and nothing he ever said struck me as good. Many people admitted they only thought he was good because he had an almost cult-like following. That's nuts. How does a terrible DM or a dungeon master end up becoming like the most popular D&D dude on Twitch? Then again, the most famous and the most good don't always line up, you know what I mean? And you know what you say has a point. Maybe people just knew he wasn't a good DM, but figured that he was because so many people were around him. And I can all understand if you say he had a cult-like following. I don't know, but I haven't fact-checked that myself. But I could see it happening because everybody around him was like cowed, like they weren't allowed to push back against them. They weren't, you know, they hanging out with other people. He would guilt them. This guy does have a personality that follows around isolation and control, which I think like you find in a lot of cults. Nyan and the entire VTuber D&D group, Nyan, Haruka, Snuffy, Vebe, and Fruit. His fans were basically idolizing him and not realizing how bad he was. Yeah. I know this is not exclusive of what's at play here, but he comes off as a dude with arrested development. Yeah, he's very childish. Narcissistic personality disorder is a thing. Yeah, and I'm wondering, you know, but that's the thing, like, is it like an actual physical, I don't know about physical, but like, you know, autism. Autism is a thing, you know, it's not just like, oh, this person has some weird behaviors, like it's like a thing, you know? Like Down syndrome is a thing. What about narcissistic personality disorder? Is it, you know? I don't know. Because, you know, some people are just, like, born and they don't have any empathy. Like, they don't understand what right and wrong is. They just... And I've seen it. Like, I've seen interviews where this guy just randomly hitched a ride with a friend... Not a friend, like a guy from college shot him and then, I guess, like, just went home or turned himself in. And the cops are like, why, though? Why did you do it? There's no motive. He's just like, I don't know. I just felt like it. And they're like, but what happens to you now? You know, it was like, well, I guess I go to jail and I'm going to be really unhappy. Yeah, but if you knew that was going to happen, why'd you do it? And he's just like, yeah, I don't know. Well, what about your girlfriend? Well, I don't really care about her. Well, it's weird. It's super weird. Okay, let's see if we've got any other... We'll try this. White Bat Audio should be good. Royalty-free, no copyright. Okay, cool. Free Twitch streaming mix. Good. Okay. You know, and I have to wonder if narcissistic personality disorder is like that. To be fair, the people he DM'd were amazing people in the world and stories. He had clout and influence and people were eating it up. Even now the server's admitting how terrible his DMing in his fantasy world was. Fun fact, he also forced people into doing things. Oh boy, Sigma Male. He forced Neander's D&D character into becoming a magical girl in a suggestive dress, which he had previously admitted he was into those types of dresses. Dude, don't put... That reminds me of that comic strip where the guy, like, wanted, like, a piss forest and, like, a piss goblin, and the other players were like, dude, stop putting your fetishes in the game. And he forced a het romance on her. Ooh. That... You shouldn't... As a DM, you shouldn't be able to force relationships. That's something that the players, like, get to role play, you know? Like, and they decide, you know, if they're into it or not. Getting too deep sometimes an a-hole is just an a-hole. I really just... Yeah, that's my question. Like, was this like a brain issue, or was he really just really arrogant and gross? I really want to see a video from the point of view of people who he had a DM now. I'm sure it'll come out. I'm sure people will be filming videos like, hey, this was my experience, even though her character was a lesbian. Ew. Why would she agree to that? Why would he want her to agree to that? What is he... Ugh. NPD is a thing, but NPDs often overblow their lack of control and understanding. In my experience, they just manipulate and want all the attention and praise. I'm pretty sure that guy tried to walk to Canada. Also was the victim's girlfriend, not his. I see. No, it isn't like bipolarity, if that's what you're asking. There's no physiological factor behind narcissism. Okay, well then there's no excuse, you know? DMs, don't put your piss fetishes in the game. Also, don't make the lesbian wear a suggestive dress and have a het relationship. What the... Dare you enter the magical realm? People know what I'm talking about. Nice. And you're suffering. I'm sorry. If you gotta take a break, do it, man. Do it. They only emphasize with themselves and use a lot of gaslight. Yeah, exactly. Like, kids have come out talking about what it's like having a parent that has, like, narcissistic tendencies. No, in camera, he was pretty cordial and well-spoken and overall carried himself like he knew what he was doing. Well, I can imagine that. This guy doesn't seem to ever question his own judgment. Me personally, I always thought it was kind of weird how his fanbase called him Milord. Maybe it was a joke, but ugh, yeah, that is kind of cringy knowing how arrogant he was. I think he was just super power hungry. Yeah, could be. Okay, Kelly, you did nothing wrong. I'm always down to hang. Arcadum, nah, you don't need me anymore. The little bits of time I can spare are usually on work stuff with us. Kelly, why would you say something like that? Arcadum, try to imagine this from my perspective. Actually, you know what? You're playing your game. You're having fun. Just forget I said anything. I was just thinking about it and it made me feel like garbage. That's because you are garbage. My God. Okay, here we go. You told me I would have... Okay, here we go. So that was one. We've got more. Neckbeard Supreme. Yeah, this guy gives neckbeards a bad name, and D&D Masters a bad name. Kelly. Okay, the music went into one ear and I freaked out. Kelly, what did I do? I thought I was getting like a bout of tinnitus for a second there. What did I do to make you feel like I don't need you? I just don't understand. Arcadum, I don't know why I even tried to start this up. Kelly, well, because you're fishing for attention, and that's why you're saying, oh no, forget about me. You're throwing a pity party because you want her to beg for you to talk to her and tell her what's wrong. Kelly, well, you brought it up, so let's talk about it. Arcadum, you're distracted and you're having a good time. Yeah, you knew that when you first messaged her. Like, you can't message her, demand answers, and then when she tries to actually engage with you, say, oh, no, you're busy, don't worry about it. You're so obvious. He's obvious, right? As someone on the spectrum, nothing Arcadum doing hits me as purely autistic traits. Maybe he has it, but it's smokescreen by some other social or mental defect. I was wondering that because I know, I hear frequently that autism can have, like, social awareness issues. So I'm wondering, like, if maybe he was on it a little bit because he doesn't seem to understand that, like, his, I don't know, because then again, I'm sure there's a lot of other causes of social awareness issues, like this guy thinking he's always right and then everybody else is just crazy and they have their own, problems. But yeah, I'm wondering, because he seems to have a lack of social awareness in that, like, he likes whatever he does, and if anybody has a problem with it, they're just weak. Because I definitely don't feel the way you're painting me to feel, Arcadum, and in the end, it's not like it's going to change anything. Kelly, I deafened. I can't just leave this. It hurts that you don't believe that I care about you. I never said that. Kelly, you said I didn't need you anymore. Arcadum, yeah, you found your new favorites, so obviously you got the companionship from someone else. It's not a bad thing. Kelly, why do I have to have favorites? I don't think that way. I hold on to the people I care about, all of them. I'd definitely not want to lose you. And I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm not super close to anyone, really. Arcadum, I never said you had to have favorites. Yeah, but you said she did. Kelly, any of those people anyway. Arcadum, it's just that you do, or at least you certainly have a focus. He really acts like a sociopath. Many people pick up manipulative behaviors just from experience, but Arcadum shows a pattern that planning went into his action. Yeah, they're all like this. The other 11 or 10 DMs, whatever, they're all like this. And it's like you'll notice a lot of similar, like flat out repeated sentences. Like this favorites thing, he does that again. And this have fun with so-and-so, he does that to another girl. It's weird. Arcadum 100% knew what he was doing. You'll get into it later, but once the nasty stuff got revealed, he went back to edit old messages that he had sent to other women, so he fully knew it. Yeah, he must have. And I love how as soon as he gets called out, his instinct is to bury everything. Block the women, eject them from the D&D games, discard them from the servers, edit all the messages to hide what he had said. Like, that's not honest. That's so dishonest. That speaks to his character and that he is a disgusting person. Your friend is autistic. Sometimes it's super hard for him to understand the weight of words, and in social life it's hard to have relationships because you use words and you can have ultra raw and rough. Yeah. And again, I don't know if Arcadum is, but I'm noticing a social awareness issue. But then again, there can be lots of causes for social awareness issues, not just autism. So yeah, it's crazy. I guess I'm just trying to figure out why he is the way he is. Like, I want answers. Like, what is going on with him? Is it? He must know what he's doing, like you guys said. Eject? Sus? Arcadum acting hella sussy right now, guys. Siren. Lol, what? I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. You think I have these favorite new people I'm really close with, and I don't, and I'm not. They hardly talk to me. Can I ask why you're thinking this? Why you think I don't need you? Arcadum. Alright, let me explain my point of view. Because it seems you lack the context. We used to be super close. I made you a part of the world. I got you involved with D&D, which introduced you to my other friend groups. I got busy. Now you are more involved with those friend groups than I can be, and they with you, joining discords that I didn't get invited to. Who knows what kind of private DM stuff, all kinds of shit. Huh? Kelly, huh? What Discord? Arcadum. The Discord or whatever. Kelly, aren't you in there? Arcadum, I am now. I feel like I just had this conversation in my own life with someone. Fuck. Oh my god. But yeah, he's just clearly jealous. She isn't doing anything wrong, but he's acting like she is. And really, the problem is that he's so busy, he's drifted away from her and his other friends, and he's jealous that they're hanging out together. Oh, I need to shut my curtains. I've lost the daylight. Poor Arcadum didn't get invited to the super cool house party. It's actually power abuse on her and that making me throw up. Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing, he acknowledges that he got busy. You know, he didn't have time, and now they're doing things without him. You know, just, okay, I need to go shut my curtain. I also want to find music that's a little more chill. I need some, like, I don't know, like noir, cafe stuff. So we'll take a quick break. I still have half a LaCroix left. Yeah, we'll take like a quick break real quick. Let's see, this feels a little bit like Jerry Springer. I know, right? It's so dramatic. He's so dramatic over just a minor thing. Like, you know what he could have done? He could have come to her and say, hey, listen, I have a problem. I feel like I'm getting so busy that I haven't had time to talk to them, and I haven't had time to talk to you, and you guys are having so much fun. But it's like, I don't have any time. I don't know what to do about it. And her being a nice, empathetic friend would be like, oh, snap. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's sad that you feel that way. I mean, heck, you could join us right now if you want. And then he would have been like, are you sure? Because, then, oh, okay, really cool. I really appreciate this. I'm worried I'm drifting away from everyone because I'm focusing too much on my job, Just be honest. But no, he has to be like, you're doing something wrong. You have favorites. You don't need me anymore. You guys didn't invite. Ugh. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, looking for royalty-free cafe music, because it's a little intense. Let's see. Could you even blame planned manipulative behavior on mental illness like autism? Maybe, because if someone is mentally ill, they're gonna be weird in social interactions, Maybe? I mean, I don't know, like, blame is in like, I don't know. I just don't know. It's rough. Okay, here we go. No copyright, royalty free. Watch it not be, and I get screwed majorly. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Are you guys ready to chill a little bit? Yeah, I don't know. And that's the thing. When somebody does something bad and they have like an actual proven mental issue, how much at fault are they? It's a hard question for me because I know someone that has like pretty heavy, I think it's Down syndrome. It's the almond eyes and like the similar face. I think it's Downs, I'm not sure. And she's a youth, and I have to help out with her sometimes, and like she'll do things that aren't appropriate, but it's like she has a hard time like functioning, like she's having a real hard time, and she's also young, so it's like how much of that is her fault? And I would argue not really any of it. She's got siblings that don't have it, so it that are perfectly fine, perfectly functional. So it's but then again, that's Downs, what about narcissism? What about autism? What about Chris, who, the Sonichu individual that may have done something, How much of that is autism? How much of it is personality? Because not all autism is the same. You might have someone that has autism and they're like, I would never do that. And it's like, yeah, but yours may be very slight, or you're high functioning. What if you've got it like in a different way? Because I've seen tons, like tons of people come out and said they have autism, like that I watch, and it's like they're different. They're not all the same. So I don't know. It's rough. That said, yesterday with 96 Calyx copyright. Yeah, I got copyrighted on my. For those of you that didn't see the community post on my Route 96, I got a copyright claim, so I make 0 off of ads on that. There were 2 songs in the game that did it by the same individual. Let's see. Mental illness is an explanation, not an excuse. The best way to put it. Yeah, definitely. And I don't mean like excuses in the law, but you know, like if someone has Downs and they freak out and yell and throw something at you, you know, you can't be mad. I mean, you can try to correct the behavior, but like it's hard. You can't really hold it against them. So it's the thing is how much. Let's see. They are completely responsible for their actions. How much you want to deal with them to forgive them special treatment. Yeah, and I think special treatment can actually cause more issues because it's almost like spoiling. Like, I think Chris Chan was spoiled. I think that, I don't know, and that's the thing, like, we don't have a time machine to raise him in a harder environment where he had more expectations, you know, versus being coddled and just allowed to spend time in the room with all the toys. His wife certainly suspects and hasn't kicked him to the curb. I mean, it explains your behavior, it doesn't really excuse it. If you're mentally sound enough to be independent, you're in control of your own actions. I don't know if the backlash he got was justified. Arcadum? I don't know either. I would backlash him. I'd be like, boo, you suck. But, I mean, should he lose his job? I don't know. I think the purpose of these is just to expose that he's a really bad friend and that anyone getting close to him, be aware that he's going to try and isolate you and control you and guilt trip you every time you're not spending time with him. Gotta be more patient, gotta be more kind to those who have autism or Down syndrome. People who are narcissistic or arrogant are on thin ice with me. Let's see. It was a song at the murderer's house and the dancing guy in the trailer park. One of them was called, let me look it up. I've got it right here. The songs that screwed me were called, they were both by like someone whose name starts with a G. Something trucking. So I'm guessing Papa Bear. Papa Bear did it. Okay, here we go. It's not telling me. Where do I go to see that? Okay, I'll go to my videos. It might tell me there. Let's see. Oh, wait, it got lifted. What? It's gone. They're gone. Okay, alright, never mind. Rage over, I suppose. This is unconfirmed, but Strippin said that Arcadum did and said way worse shit to the girls he... Copyright, totally not for the 9/11 references. Okay. Let me turn that down. Did and said way worse shit to the girls he harassed and abused, and that he should be thankful they're not even coming out with the heavy stuff. So we have it, so they're saying that there's even worse stuff that has not made it into a twit longer. I hope to God it does, because if he's done worse, people should know. Like 99% of autistic people are not completely nuts like this, though. It's shitty to people who are perfectly capable of not being assholes. Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing, like, autism is a spectrum, and I think even if you have the same, like, on the spectrum, it could probably maybe manifest in different ways. So it's really hard to, like, get a standing on how autism makes you act, you know, because it's so different. And personality, I'm sure, plays a huge role in it, too. Maybe upbringing. Many of these girls were extremely patient and gave him way more leeway than he deserves, especially comes out in Naomi's DMs and audio recordings. Yeah, they were all way too nice to him, I think. But, yeah, there's always a balance between adapting and making them feel normal. One reason I'm not a social worker. Yeah, I can't imagine. That's so hard. Yeah, you can be a bad person and not be on the spectrum. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, there's plenty... that's a good point. Because, like, you know, acting terribly towards people, is it always a disorder? Right? I mean, like, what if you've got a murderer? By definition, he'd have to have some kind of disorder. I don't mean autism or Downs, of course, but, like, normal people don't kill. So if there's something in you that makes you want to kill, wouldn't that translate clearly to a disorder? I don't know. I don't understand anything, and I'm so mad about it. We got a big old convoy, and we're trucking all night. What has he done so far? It's not illegal. Oh yeah, that's what I said. Like, I don't believe it's grooming. I believe it's just shitty behavior, and that's why I'm doing this. If it were more serious, I might not read it. But that's why it's called Cringing at. Not giving him shows expands his audience and therefore his pool of... Ah, good point. Oh, so it was a copyright algorithm. Yeah, it was probably automatic. I'm sure. I'm glad they fixed it for sure. Oh god, I'm so behind on chat. So far, what has been read here is worthy of warning to others, but not really beyond that. Yeah, and again, I don't know if they should have, like, canceled the show. I don't know if, like, they should have ejected him from his friend group. Like, I mean, what's legal? What's moral? I mean, he's a bad friend. He doesn't deserve to have any friends until he learns to be a better friend. But, like, can you enforce that? Should you enforce that? Let's see, are you mad enough to murder someone? If not, you need to get angrier. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. I'm hydrated. We are good. Psychopathy isn't a diagnosis anymore. Really? I wonder why not. And is our laser blasting required? I don't think he's autistic. It does not make you like this. Being a social and spoiled, it does. Most people who are assholes don't have disorders. Most never do. Huh. Well, I mean, I know, I don't think autistic people are necessarily like this. I'm just aware that the social awareness thing is an issue. In fact, I've heard that autistic people are less likely to be murderers. So there's that. I just don't know how you can act like this to someone and not have, like, something fundamentally wrong with you. You know? Huh. I wish we knew more about the brain. Because, like, I mean, I've heard something about, like, holes. Like, you can actually map out holes on a brain scan of certain, like, antisocial disorders or something, or maybe it was bipolar or something like that. Like, they actually show little holes that can possibly explain the behavior, you know? And how much, you know, how many murderers have been brain scanned? Would they also show maybe certain impairments in parts of the brain that have to deal with empathy? I don't know. And that's, I guess, the big question. Is it a trait, a genetic trait, a brain trait? I don't know. I shouldn't be philosophizing because I have no idea, and that's the worst part. Let's see. Holes in the brain sounds horrifying. Yeah, but, like, you get them during, like, dementia, I think, and, like, types of Alzheimer's. But they've also been observed in some types of personality disorders. I remember when I was taking a psychology class in high school, they ran a documentary that had that. He's socially aware enough to manipulate and lie. He isn't autistic. True. He really said his whole chest, he really said with his whole chest that he's going to be coming back in a month after he's done setting up in his new place after getting kicked out of his girlfriend's house for being a piece of shit. Well, clearly he hasn't learned anything. He could at least pretend and be like, guys, I need to just until I'm better, I'm gonna get some, you know, at least do the usual YouTuber garbage where they're like, guys, I'm gonna get some therapy, I'm gonna unplug. Alright, I'm angry again. He clearly doesn't care, and he hasn't owned up. Fuck him. Okay. Oh my god, that reminds me of that one guy who got exposed for being like a PEDO, you know what, where he got exposed for it, and he was like, whatever, I'm just gonna wait for it to blow over in a month, and then I'm coming back, and like that message in his DMs got leaked, or like he said that in his Discord and it got leaked, and it's just infuriating because he clearly doesn't feel any kind of guilt or remorse. Some people are still going to be fanatics for him. Well, yeah, clearly the only people around him are the ones he's browbeated into being controlled. Maybe he's just very narcissism because his community worshipped him. Yeah, well, his community only worships him probably because, you know, like you get a cult because you know, you comb people out that won't put up with your bullshit, you know? Mini Lad, yeah, that's probably him. Let's see. Map, you mean? I hate using that term. Because it's like, oh, he's not a pedophile, he's a map. He's a minorly attracted person. And it's like, oh, it's not robbing, it's just, you know, surprise of money lending that you don't get back. It's like a more palatable way to say it. I hate that. Ugh. Okay. The announcement was just made in his server, which he had promised he was going to give away to go to a therapist or something. Now people are pinging him endlessly in the server to get him out. Holy shit. He really doesn't care at all. Okay. He's already gone back on that then, I guess. Alright, back to the reading. Okay, can I ask you why you're thinking this? Why you think I don't need you? Arcadum. Alright, let me explain my point of view, because it seems that you lack the context. We used to be super close, and see that's another, I'll just quick interjection. Like, his main instinct is to say, okay, well you don't understand because you're lacking the context. He never considers the fact like, okay, well maybe I haven't done a good job at explaining my point of view, and that's why you don't get it. You know, it's always her fault. It's never his. He's perfect. We used to be super close. I made you a part of the world. I got you involved with D&D, which introduced you to my other friend groups. I got busy. Now you are more involved with those friend groups than I can be, and they with you. Joining discords that I didn't get invited to. Who knows what kind of private DM stuff, all kinds of shit. Kelly, huh? What Discord? Arcadum, the Discord or whatever. Kelly, aren't you in there? Arcadum, I am now. Alright. What if you were a ped but haven't done something? I think a more casual term helps. Maybe, but the problem is the term has been co-opted into like a club on Twitter. And maybe this is, you can yell at me for this, if, you know, for having an incorrect wrong thing here. But every time like you see these people who are like, hey guys, I'm attracted to minors, but I'm a good person, I don't act on it. And then later you find out they're volunteering at a school and it's like, excuse me. And half the time, I've heard things that these minor attracted whatever, these map clubs on Twitter, it's just a way to pull people together and start swapping cheese pizza. It is. It's been exposed. It's. So in my opinion, if you are attracted to minors, okay, fine. First of all, of course, never act on it. But here's the thing. You just don't ever let yourself be around kids. Don't announce it loud and proud. If you have to talk to a therapist or something, get in there, do it, you know. But of course, don't announce it like it's a pride thing, you know? Like, it's not a badge for you to wear on your sleeve. It's not a club for you to be in. It is a horrible thing about yourself that you need to work on every single day of your life. You know, if you're an alcoholic, you don't become a barkeeper, you know? If you're a MAP, you don't ever let yourself near any younger family members. You don't ever let yourself near any schools. If you have this thing that's wrong with you, you need to work every day at fixing it, not make a little club to talk about how you shouldn't be persecuted for it. I don't know. I have a little bit of sympathy because maybe they can't control it as like something they're attracted to, but they sure as hell shouldn't be making clubs, you know, demanding like rights and respect, in my opinion. The very fact that you'll come out online and say you are is a bad sign, in my opinion, because you can't find any help doing it that way. You're just gonna, you know, attract other people that are attracted to the same things you are, and then, you know? And furthermore, when it comes to Twitter, I drop a tweet and you make no response. One of them drops one, you respond in fucking minutes. Oh my gosh, he's analyzing how quick she is responding to them versus him. One more time, Arcadum. And furthermore, when it comes to Twitter, I drop a tweet, you make no response. One of them drops one, you respond in fucking minutes. How dare you, Kelly? How dare you like someone's tweet and not his? Kelly, that's not true. I hardly respond to them ever. Arcadum, the only time you seem to respond to one of my tweets is when it involves you. Kelly, I just saw Weighted Blanket and I love mine. Arcadum, if you want me to go through their fucking tweets and show you, I will. Kelly, go for it. Arcadum, I guarantee you respond more to them than me. Anyway, the point is, look at that. He wussed out. Like, I'll do it. I'll go through them right now. Okay, yeah, do it. Well, anyway, the point... A map doesn't make you terrible acting on it, though. Yeah, but again, it worries me when people, like, make Twitter clubs and, like, starts talking about how they deserve, like, respect and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. Feels suspicious to me, I guess. Let's see. I did the... Kelly, I did the thing because it was at the party and they told us to. Arcadum, all these little things pile up. Kelly, but I don't respond to their tweets all the time. I hardly do. Arcadum, and I try my best not to get mad about the drinking parties because I know that's something I will never get to do. I try not to be unfair about that one, but I am quite frankly getting tired of feeling punished for my success like this. Does he know how he sounds? Just tuning into the stream now. Damn it, I got introduced to D&D through watching Arcadum streams. Was there to watch the first VTuber group, and man, did it leave a bad taste learning of these things. I'm really sorry, Yarutai, because I mean, I've had YouTubers that I've watched, or like actors, or you know, people that I've watched that I'm like, oh, that's fun, that's cool, and then all this stuff comes out and I'm like, fuck, it's ruined, what the heck? You know, so I'm really sorry. If it helps you, technically you can still enjoy those things, you know, don't let yourself like stop enjoying things you did like, but just remember that, you know, these things happen. But I mean, sometimes you have to remove the artist from the art, you know, otherwise you can never enjoy anything because everybody's fucking terrible. Let's see. I wonder daily how some people don't have a minimum of empathy like Arcadum, because for me it's so easy. Sometimes I think they have a mental disorder. I'm in the same boat you are, because I'm looking at these people, I'm like, there has to be an explanation for this. They can't just be like this for no reason. And then people get into the nature versus nurture debate. People are like, nah, it's nature, you know, or I'm like, nah, it's nature, and people are like, no, it's nurture. He just grew up spoiled, and it's like, let's see. But yeah, I'm tired of being punished for my success like this. Anyway, that's what I meant by favorites. It might not be the most accurate term, but it describes closest to what I am seeing. Kelly, I don't hang with them as much as you were thinking. Arcadum, yeah, I wish I could believe that, because I guarantee you, it's more than me. Hell, I bet you asked them to hang out too. Kelly, I just don't like that I speak my mind and tell the truth and you accuse me of otherwise. God, imagine begging your friend to believe you that you don't hang out with other people nearly as much as they're saying you do. That's sick. Yeah, I'm still playing and having fun. Just feels bad. I liked him for that long. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. You know, it's not like you knew him personally, so, you know, you're okay with liking him because you liked, you know, the dance monkey dance. You know, he was an actor on screen, so you're allowed to find enjoyment in that, you know? And even if you watch his old stuff, you still can. I mean, even if you watch your new stuff, like, his only purpose, you know, to you is to entertain you. And if he's doing that, then fine, you know? Meanwhile, if he wants to get dragged in public for, like, what he did to his friends, then sure, fine. But, you know, you still feel free to enjoy stuff. You don't need friends. All you need is me. Yeah, exactly. Imagine guilt-tripping your friend for hanging out with other people more than you. Yeesh. Celebrities are only fun when you're consuming the media. Who wants to actually meet one? Yeah, never meet your heroes. That's a line for a reason, you know? Never meet your heroes. That's why I never get excited when I see or hear about voice actors being in the area or at like a con or something. Kelly, I hardly ever sit in voice calls. I was just feeling really anxious today because of my sister, and Momo and I talked about playing Final Fantasy together. Arcadum, I know that. This is why I tried to bail out of talking about this. You're worried about your sister. I guess I miss being the first one you go to, the one you depend on. It made me feel useful, appreciated. Kelly, Arcadum, but hey, it doesn't matter in the end. Kelly, and that's the thing, like, I think he's actually just spoke truthfully for once. He misses her needing him. And just like he said earlier, where he admitted he just wanted to feel sexually desired. He just wanted her to want him. And I think that's what these people are to him. They're not real friends. They're like tools, they're services. They're like, okay, well, I need you to want me sexually, and I need you not to be intimate with anyone else, and I need you not to talk to anyone else, and I need you to go to me first whenever something crazy happens, like with your sister. Like, it's sick. I don't know how he can type these words and not see it. I think meeting your heroes is kind of good and realizing it happens mainly when you're a kid and you're teen, and then you become completely disillusioned. I guess after that, don't meet your heroes then. Just expect them to be pieces of shit. Your sister had an ex like that. He kidnapped her, pulled a gun on my father when I went to his house, make sure he didn't have anything to do with it. Yikes, I hope they're out of that situation. Oh, ex, so they must be. Yeah. And would you believe this is all online? Like, what the heck? Arcadum. Hey, it doesn't matter in the end. Kelly, I care about you very much, and I mean that. I don't really go to people much about problems anymore. I always feel shitty doing it after. Arcadum, I just thought I was a comfort to you. Kelly, you've helped me a lot with a lot of problems, but you have your own problems too, and I don't want to be a burden. I always feel like one after. Yeah, how does he acknowledge that he's way too busy to hang out with anyone, and then also demand that she should be coming to him first, and that it makes him feel bad that she's not, like, needing him more? Arcadum, and it doesn't seem to matter when I tell you I can handle it and that I don't mind, but the point is, you will find someone else to help you, and that's not a bad thing for you. Kelly, I know you can, and I don't have anyone I run to when I have a problem. And that's another thing right there. See, Drink again, he's doing the, you'll find someone else. I'm withdrawing. I can leave you alone. You don't need me. You know, it's like this, like he wants her to beg and say, no, I need you, Arcadum. Please don't go. It's sick. It's Drink. He's jealous that she was worried and wanted to hang with her own sister. This guy is a freaking controlling maniac. Yep. Remember, that's a toxic behavior if they try to isolate you, especially from your own family. I'm gonna go to sleep. Lost a human boy. Gosh, get some sleep, Dragnova. Thank you for coming for as long as you did. I'm just, wow. He's so pathetic. Yeah. Hopefully we can read at least Momo's after this, and then we'll call it quits. But Momo's is a little long, too, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll give it a try. The correct response to this tactic is, okay, bye. Yeah, exactly. Although it's really hard when you work for the guy. I don't have anyone to run to. Arcadum, I want you to feel better, even if someone else is the one that makes that happen. Well, clearly not, otherwise you wouldn't have just guilted her over it. I guess the heart of all this is, I've gotten lonelier the more successful I have gotten. Kelly, I'm sorry. Arcadum, and I have few sources of friendship. Kelly, I've been lonely too, believe it or not, I guess. Arcadum, and when I see that short supply dwindle, or when I feel a shift like that, it's devastating, especially with Yuki dying. Did somebody actually die? Hang on. Yuki? I swear to God, if he's talking about a character in D&D whose character died. Okay, I'm seeing Yukina, the living world, which is what he created. Yukina is a player character in Into the Mists. She's played by Severa. Okay, so Severa is a real person. Is she alive? Is Severa alive? Let me see, Twitter. Oh, her last tweet was in July. It's pinned. Looking real nice in those booty shorts. All right, everybody. 3 hours. No, she retweeted something 3 hours ago. She's alive. Okay. He is talking about a character. Okay. Yes. From what I can tell, when I googled Arcadum Yuki, it came up with Yukina, who is a fictional fox character played by a woman named Severa. D&D characters are sometimes important to people, you know. Yeah, but you don't get to complain about how you're lonely because a fictional character died. That's not it. Nobody is gonna feel bad for you. Nobody's gonna feel bad for you because she didn't die. She's a real person. Reach out to her, you know? I know, I actually got nervous. I was like, holy shit, did he actually lose a friend? Oh no, a fictional character. Okay. I mean, listen, if you've played a character and you've gotten attached to them, I might feel bad for you, but that's your character, the character you put blood, sweat, and tears into and maybe had for years. You don't get to be like, holy shit, Severa, I really, really liked your Fox character. I'm so lonely now that she died. Like, doesn't that not sound unhinged? Show me your booba. My Sonic Sona OC died in my story. And he's the DM master. Couldn't he just resurrect her? Fuck. Alright. Yeah, the character died. You feel sad, make a new one. Or even, like, resurrect her. Like, I remember in the future he talks about how he can, like, in his D&D thing, there isn't permadeath. And how he's insisting that's better than real death. So I don't know. I don't get it. I think there was the drama of the circumstances of the character's death because Arcadum would unfairly kill off characters and believed in permadeath for the game. It's so crazy. In the leaked voice call, he was talking about how he didn't have permadeath or something like that. Or maybe I misheard and he did. I mean, he did have a bit of a history of being jealous when PC characters got together and of trying to force NPC romances on female characters. Holy shit. And get it? NPC romances. NPC romances. He's trying to force NPC romances, which he, the dungeon master, controls on female characters. Am I reading too much into that? Like, he gets mad when real players, like, have a relationship within the roleplay, but then he's trying to force the girls to, like, have relationships with non-player characters, i.e. characters that the DM, which is him, control. Every minute you don't respond to his text is 1 dice roll if your character dies. I didn't like it when my favorite character died, less because they died and more the rest of the party's actions nearly got us TPK'd and 2 characters had to sacrifice themselves for the dumb... Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm not saying you can't be mad when your character dies. I'm saying that if you are complaining to your friend in DMs that you're lonely because a character died, someone else's character... that's weird. Like, if your character, like, oh, this is a rogue, I love him, I've been him for 4 years, and he dies, you're probably gonna be sad. I get it, because you actually put effort into him. But for a DM to feel lonely because Big Booba Fox waifu died, which was somebody else's character, I don't know, I don't feel sad at all for him. Usually if an NPC romance happens, it's gotta be talked out with a DM before or suggested. It's just kind of creepy otherwise. Yeah, exactly, because that kind of puts people on the spot. He's the harem MC, guys. He's about to be. Yeah, you're not reading too much into it. That's super weird. I mean, it wouldn't be weird if he was doing... Well, it still would be weird, but it wouldn't be suspicious if he was doing the exact same thing with the guys that he wasn't, attracted to. But it's very strange that he's pushing all the women into dating his characters. Let's see. A DM can force resurrected console commands. What about enabling no-clip? He was clearly self-inserting himself, in fact. Yup. That's not a good thing to do. Here are the current events. August 25th of this week, and this is the very end of it. August 25th of this week, he said he had to call me. He mentioned being forced to block all... So this all went down on August 25th, which was like a week or 2 ago. He mentioned being forced to block all the women he's had sexual interactions with because his DMs were seen. He told me it wasn't his fault, that it was temporary, and that he was going to talk to his girlfriend so he could solve all this. I distinctly remember him saying in the call, "You don't trust me? There goes my support." Nice, Arcadum. Nice. Also, I love how he's dodging accountability. He said he was forced to block all the women he's ever sexted, and then it wasn't his fault, though. Next day, Arcadum says, "Good news, it's about the music team." I was in a call with Arcadum and someone else for emotional support. Arcadum says things are fine, that he's so sorry and wants to be my friend. He asked me what he could do to prove it to me. He said he wants me back in the music team. Gee. Next day, we get in a call with 2 others, and he says she still wants me to... And he says she still wants me to be removed, and I can wait. Oh my god. Okay, so he invites Kelly back. Then Kelly gets into a call with Arcadum and 2 others, and then he says his girlfriend still wants her to be removed, and Kelly can wait on the sidelines while he tries to convince her otherwise. Kelly says, "I'm leaving." Yeah, good, do it. Don't get strung along, you know? As much as I love the music team and I want the best for them, he has no respect for anyone but himself. Yup. He made that very apparent with how he has been handling all of this, and he treated people he claimed to be close to. Whew. There's a lot of details I'm leaving out because it involves his girlfriend and others. This is based on my experiences with Arcadum, and I don't feel it's my place to share what he told me about their relationship during all of this. Yeah, apparently he would vent and bitch about his girlfriend all the time and their issues, and like how he didn't feel like a man. I cared about him very much, and I had no idea the extent of what he was doing. I had no idea that it was all of these girls with similar stories. To put things into perspective, they wouldn't even all fit in a group chat. I don't know how many that is. We had to make a Discord server. I know everyone loves Verum, including myself, of course. He did pay me a severance package after he kicked me out of everything. I want to be open and honest that he's paid me for my work, but I want absolutely nothing to do with him ever again. The longer I knew him, the more pain and paranoia he brought to my life. I've never wanted to make a public post about such personal info of mine on Twitter, but I feel that he is too problematic and predatory towards women to stay silent. Yup. Our updates. Arcadum edited our messages. He's trying to make it look like I'm saying something I'm not. Here is proof. The edited messages display the time when edited in the timestamp. Oh boy, that sure sounds like he's owning up and has remorse. Okay, so it's a video. Oh shit, that doesn't work. Okay, better. Okay, that didn't work either. Okay, there we go. No, that didn't work either. Okay, okay. I'll read it out. So I'm guessing this is maybe the original. It says, you pay it back by being happy. Oh, Arcadum says, you pay it back by being happy if you can. He spelled platonically love you, Kelly. It's really that simple. Yeah, sure, you just sexted with her a whole bunch, got mad when she wouldn't be sexual with you, got jealous when she was sexual with other guys. It's totally platonic love. Okay. Kelly, I just don't, and this happened on the 8th month of 2020. I just don't ever want you to feel like you have to or anything like that. I really do appreciate your companionship and your faith in me. And then Arcadum says, I do it because I want to. It's hard to read because the timestamp's in the way. Also, should I stop lying? Okay, I gotta see it. Also, should I stop? Too much is happening. No. Proving it's him. Also, should I stop saying that? I feel like it makes things awkward, but it was the most honest answer. And then Kelly says, I just can't say it back right now. I'll go back so, I just can't say it back right now, at least not in the way you're wanting, because I do love you. I have a lot of love for you. I'll get to the super chat in a second, but I have told you how I feel so we both know. Arcadum, won't stop supporting you, so you're not going to lose me if you don't. I do hope one day that you might take the gamble on me. I have to be honest, I will certainly want to try, but if it ever happens, I will be fine with that too. I love Tiffany still. Why do you want her to take the gamble on you? Didn't you just say that you were platonically in love with her, which means not romantic? And then you just saying you still love Kelly? Okay, so let's see what happens. It was edited! Look at that! He edited it to say that. Okay, hang on. That's what I missed. It was edited. See, it says edited, and it was edited August 28th, 2021, which is like a week or two ago. And that one, where he says, I love Tiffany still, it was edited on August 10th. Okay. Saturday, August 28th, a couple weeks ago. I wonder what they used to say that we can't see anymore. Gee, how interesting that he would just edit these months, half-month-old conversations to do that. Yeesh. Caught red keyboarded. Yep. Okay, well that would conclude, who was that? Kelly Siren. So we also have Momo. I kind of want to try Momo's out. So she was a VTuber, and she also got it pretty bad from him. We'll try this out. She's got a twit longer and also some DMs that kind of line up with what she's saying. Like, nobody would notice it even. Wow. Yeah, exactly. That's sinister. He did that. The only reason he would have to do that is so she couldn't, like, show what he actually said. It's not like that was done on, like, a public forum or anything. That was, like, DMs. Oh, boy. Okay, so Momo. This is all I want to say. All I can do is hope this won't happen again. I am doing this not for me. I am doing this to save future women that could have the possibility of being manipulated by him. I am doing this in an attempt to inform the people of his dedication to grooming the people in his life. I understand why she uses the word grooming, but I don't think it's possibly correct. That's just, I think the definition of grooming is a little bit different. They knew each other for about a year. She's an adult woman. He's an adult man. She wasn't groomed, in my opinion. Manipulated, emotionally abused, I think. Maybe gaslit, okay, yeah. But I think grooming is mainly used for, like, kids, and it being done over a long period of time to shape that kid into being what the predator wants the kid to be as soon as they're legal, I think. But then again, that's I just wanted to say that, because when people see, oh my god, this YouTuber groomed someone, you're like, oh my god, another kid, and it's, the person I am speaking of is someone I thought was my best friend, someone I trusted to care for me and keep my best interests in mind. Instead, he used my deepest fears and knowledge of my past trauma to manipulate and groom me into believing he was my only true friend. Not only he was the closest thing in my life, even other than that of my own roommate, that man is Jeremy Black, or Arcadum. I want to preface from this point onward that most of these are the testimony of things we said to each other in voice calls or VR chats. Others are screenshotted accounts of grooming, a form of abuse that involves manipulating someone until they're isolated, dependent, and more vulnerable. Okay, so that's why they're saying grooming here. Their version of grooming is that they're being manipulated and isolated. I don't know. I still think grooming is, it happens in where you shape someone that's vulnerable or someone that's underage, But maybe that's just because every case I've seen of grooming usually involves kids. That he still instills me as my friend. I trusted him so deeply that I was blind to his treatment and blind to the impending trauma I would have. Many of 2020 started our DMs, but Arcadum and I knew each other from mutual friends in the VR Chat Ascension Academy Discord. He and I became friends swiftly, through the camaraderie of music, games, and common interests. We even shared stories of our childhood living in the same place. We grew close very fast, and soon we were spending an immense amount of time together. About a month later, he asked me to join him in VR Chat to hang out and watch movies. After that, he got very comfortable with me, and that began his sharing of his personal relationship with his girlfriend, which I believe is Tiffany. Let's see. I think you need to be in a position of power for it to be grooming like a boss or teacher. I think that plays a part too. Like if somebody meets their pop idol and that pop idol starts manipulating them into doing things. And this guy, let's face it, he's a Twitch streamer, which I don't know if that's a position of power. Did she work for him? Because I think that would be a position of power, but I don't know if that makes it grooming or not. Because, like, if some asshole boss, CEO, says to his secretary, hey, you better sleep with me or I'm gonna fire you, I don't think that's grooming. That's like a certain word. It's not black. But it's not saying it's not bad, but I think grooming is the wrong term. The term grooming always sounds like they were fixing their hair, not doing extreme harm to their minds and bodies for selfish purposes. It's a strange word to use. I think it's used because the term grooming is usually like when you have a dog, you can shape the hair into whatever you want it. You can trim them, wash them, whatever. And usually when grooming is used, it's like an adult got this kid and over time shaped that kid to be whatever they wanted to be as soon as they were legal, So... large Twitch streamer kind of makes you an influencer, which sort of pits that power role. I still don't think YouTubers or Twitch streamers are in positions of power. We're just weirdos that play games online. That's not a position of power, you know what I mean? A position of power is like your boss, or someone that your family works for, or, a nationwide celebrity, If this guy decides to be a rule keeper for D&D and people watch the stream, is he powerful? Maybe in the community, maybe it's a matter of perspective, like maybe in the community. I don't know. Coercion, yeah. I don't know, it's so hard. There's a lot of gray in these. Let's see. Yeah, and also some people have said, saying that these women were groomed removes their agency. They weren't children, they weren't emotionally children, they weren't mentally children. They were adults who met another adult online. And after a year, they said he was super controlling and manipulative. That's not grooming, It's, emotional abuse, sure. Manipulative, sure. Isolating, sure. Controlling, sure. But it's not grooming. I mean, it's only grooming if you're, like, young, stupid, or you have some sort of disorder where you can't really consent or understand what's happening. But they were adults. They made a friendship with a guy who was super toxic and super manipulative. I don't know if it's grooming. Because, like, every marriage is grooming in that case where the significant other is a jealous asshole that doesn't want you talking to people of the opposite sex. So I don't know if grooming's the right word. Arcadum, I feel so depressed. Momo, sad face. What can I do to help? If you can't sleep, we are just BSing lore stuff. Arcadum, I wish I could just hop in there, but I gotta deal with this relationship stuff, and I feel like absolute garbage. Momo, yeah, I'm really sorry you have to deal with that. Arcadum, I feel completely worthless when I'm around her. I feel physically unattractive. It's fucking soul-crushing. Sad face, that's so upsetting. Arcadum, it really is. Momo, I'll be here if you need someone to talk to, and they be quiet. Arcadum, God, I feel like a nobody in my own home. Momo, well, you're not. Arcadum, thanks for the kind words. Momo, they're not just kind words. Arcadum, honestly, I just want to be wanted. I feel like the person who should want me doesn't. Sorry to drop that on you. Momo, look, when I sign on for friendships, I sign on. It really depends on the size of the community or influencer. If it's some 5-sub Twitch streamer, then no. but there's not much power. But when someone has 50k subs, a fucking fan, a bit more of a gray area. I don't know though. Like, what if that person only has 10 subscribers, but one of those subscribers is this chick who's like, oh my god, you're amazing, you're God, I love you. Technically, he would be in a position of power, right? Except maybe, you know, that to me, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know, if you're super rich and super powerful and like connected, that's power to me. A dude that, you know, streams D&D online, I don't find that particularly powerful, but I don't know, because like you can be a fan of anything, really. So I don't know. Like, am I in a position of power over you guys? How? You know, I'm nobody. I'm just someone with a anime model reading out screwy texts, you know, and whining a bunch. I guess I just don't see it. I disagree a bit. I don't think influence is the same as power. YouTubers don't have power to screw your life over like an employer does, at least not usually. Yeah, that's usually what power is. Like, what power do I have over you guys? You know, I don't even run my own server. Like, if I just, like, did eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you right there, you know, I hate you, I'm gonna ban you from my Discord. Oh, wait, I don't have a Discord. It's a community-run Discord. I've got no power there. So, I don't know. But then again, if Momo is working for him, that technically would be a position of power. But I don't know that Momo is. Kelly Siren did music. I don't know what Momo does. VTubers always hold power. Please, no ban. No, I'm just saying, but yeah, I guess I just have a really low opinion of YouTubers and streamers. Like, I don't see it as a position of power, necessarily. The only power VTubers and YouTubers have is in people wanting to watch them do things, you know? Without that, they lose power, you know? But yeah, it definitely is a very interesting debate, and I can see both sides of whether or not a YouTuber has power, you know, or whether this is grooming rather than just manipulation and controlling behavior. Look, when I sign on for friendships, I sign on. You got me here for you. I'm your friend. I wouldn't be if I couldn't handle a dump. Arcadum, big dump, pee poo 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 hands. I hate you just made me read that. Momo, yes, Arcadum. But yeah, that's how I feel. Momo, I hear you and I am listening. It makes me sad to hear you think that way of yourself. Arcadum, makes me sad too. Momo, well, how can I help to distract you? Games, lore, D&D, cookies, you name it. Arcadum, I might play some off-stream Conan tomorrow. I just want to roleplay in peace. I'm just laying here trying to fall asleep. Anyway, yeah, thanks for listening. Momo, of course. Think about kitties. Good job, Momo. Let's see, in my past, I have dealt with many forms of physical and mental abuse from many unfortunate circumstances in my life. So when someone comes to me expressing their forms of abuse, I am almost immediately invested and willing to be as supportive as possible. Because having experienced the things I have, I would never want another person to feel that way. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of letting Arcadum know that. From that moment forward, I care so deeply for this man and his hardships. That seems to be coming more and more. That seems to keep coming more and more. My heart wrenched with empathy for him, and my judgment became clouded. It is only now that I have gone back and experienced those DMs again that I see it. Even now, I feel sympathy for him when I should not. He twisted me to always believe his words no matter what we talked about. Each leads me to the next part of Arcadum and I's friendship, where he began to groom me into believing other people, other friends of mine, even my closest people in my life might not care for me the way the way I knew they did. Is that grooming though? That just seems like shitty friend behavior. Like, oh, I'm your best friend. They're not your true friends. I'm your true friend. Is that because I feel like every kid, you know, did that to each other because they wanted to be that person's best friend and they didn't want competition. So I don't know if that's manipulate. I think she means to say manipulate me. Let's see. He would suggest things to me, analytical, hyper-complicated scenarios where he would digest the things that my friends did on social medias, their streams, everything. That's scary. Because that's how you give someone paranoia, where you're like, oh, see, they said this. That might mean that they don't think this about you. He would prey on my doubt and instill in me that it was my idea to talk about it, that it was my idea they were shutting me out. This started my spiral of creeping depression where I began to think none of my friends were really my friends, that they were just using me or tolerating me. It is not until now that I realized he was projecting his own feelings onto me that we could share in the turmoil he felt. Everything was always about him. Gaslighting. Yeah, gaslighting. Where you're trying to tell a person, oh, your friends aren't your friends, I'm your friend. That's like replacing reality with what you want them to believe, I guess. Let's see. I'm making like a tree. While entertainingly infuriating, the stream isn't worth missing seminar hour. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, go tend to your stuff, guys. This'll be a VOD if you want to see more of it. Also, I'll probably be ending it soon. Let me see. Where are we? Okay, we're almost done. So we'll be canning the stream just as soon as I get to the end of this page here. Wait. Okay. Through Arcadum, I met some really wonderful people, incredible and brave people that inspired and still inspire me, even in writing this. As my friend circle grew, including the people he introduced me to, his behavior would change when we spoke about them. When I would spend time with other people, it began to feel like he was watching me everywhere I went, and if I did not invite him, he would lash out at me with jealousy and anger that soon turned into sympathy that he knew he would pull on my heart. See, where have we heard this before? Drink. I feel like manipulation is a more deserving term. It's like picking apart their life. Yeah. To me, I still apply grooming to like shaping a vulnerable person or a kid. And Momo's an adult, you know. I mean, she sounds like she went through some things in her past, but I wouldn't describe her as a vulnerable person before Arcadum met her. She was just a normal person that had some sad things happen to her. She has agency, is what I'm saying. A kid, not a lot of agency, easily manipulated. An adult, you have to be stronger a little bit. Let's see. Please bear with me. This is really difficult for me. I know there are a lot of screenshots, but I do not want to take him out of text, nor myself. I had been hanging out with our mutual friends until it was time to go to my VR chat roleplay called Ascension Academy. At the time, I had adverse feelings towards the RP due to my own interest levels being low. Arcadum asked if we could hang out, but I had AA. He then told me that was fine, that he was needed to work with his artists in their Discord, so soon after this ensued. Okay. She didn't like our roleplaying. I can agree, roleplaying is fucking weird. Arcadum wanted to hang out, but she had Ascension Academy, so she couldn't hang out. How much you want to bet that he's gonna flip his shit she's not paying enough attention to him? If she got brains, she should be thinking, huh, this is weird. Yeah, and that's the thing. You can be manipulated, but you're not a kid, and so I don't think it's grooming, in my opinion. Like, if there's something wrong with you, like, mentally, like you have the mental abilities of a child, then yeah, you're vulnerable, you know, but every kid, every person, you know, has had hardships and bad relationships. You're not a vulnerable person just from having that. I think there's unfortunately this thing going around where women are really weak and women are really delicate and sensitive and like they're easily manipulated and they're practically kids, so it's grooming, and it's like no. The old equality thing works both ways. You know, you have to be an adult and cut nasty people out of your life, because the longer it goes on, the worse it is for you. Let's see. Oh, you noticed that. Wanna hang out? I can't. I'm busy. Sorry. It's fine. I was busy anyway. He did kind of do that, didn't he? Let's see. Arcadum asked if we could hang out, but I had this. He then told me that was fine. He needed to work with his artist. That's weird. If he needed to work with his artist, why did he ask to hang? That guy, he can never admit anything. Let's see. So, Arcadum, so I take it you're done with AA. Momo. Blech, I don't know what's going on with it, man. Like, the RP feels so all over the place and, like, not inclusive. I hate when it gets like this, teary eye. Just makes me not want to go. Arcadum, did you go at all? Momo, I was going to, but no, I didn't. Arcadum, lol, okay. Sorry it didn't work out. Momo, I just don't understand, man. Arcadum, neither do I. Momo, like, that roleplay could be so freaking great, but it's just not there. Arcadum, well, at least you found something to do in the meantime, so your night wasn't fucking Arcadum. Stop. He's mad because even though she didn't do the academy because she was weirded out by it, he's mad because she didn't immediately go to him. Well, at least you found something to do in the meantime, so your night wasn't ruined. I don't know who Yuki is, but Yukina definitely didn't die in her campaign. Who is Yuki? 1 second. Who the fuck is Yuki? Oh. Okay, okay. Yuki was a cat. A boy cat, I guess a tomcat, that was 15 years old. Okay, so it seems like Arcadum had a cat named Yuki that died in December. Okay, never mind then. I completely retract and apologize. Arcadum was not sad that somebody's character named Yukina died. Arcadum was sad because his pet cat died, which absolutely, you absolutely have a complete leeway to say you're lonely after your pet of 15 years dies. Much apologies to that. Sounds like he had a long life though, so that's good. Who was Yuki? Yeah, so it was a pet. It was a pet. So I completely apologize. He wasn't being unreasonable, whining about somebody's character dying. He was sad about his pet. Oh wait, no. I should gaslight everybody and be like, well, guys, listen, it was your fault, okay? It was all your fault that I did that. You didn't correct me fast enough or bring that up, you know? So I'm not gonna apologize because you guys were being dumb. Sorry about that. Okay, Momo. That RP could be great, it's just not there. Arcadum, well, at least we found something to do in the meantime so your night wasn't ruined. And remember, Arcadum doesn't get to be angry because he said he needed to work with his artist anyway. So he doesn't get to be angry that she didn't try to get him to do something because he said he was also busy. Please, no ban. No, it's fine. I can't believe Namir is gaslighting. Holy shit, I might have just groomed you guys. Be careful, alright? Don't. Alright, I need to be careful with those jokes. Somebody might take it seriously. Momo. So Momo hasn't caught on that he's being highly passive-aggressive here. I bet when he... Here, let me just take a guess that when she doesn't catch on that he's trying to guilt trip her, he's gonna lay it on thicker so that she notices. I feel groomed and mapped. No! Chat status groomed. Fuck. I should make an announcement that just because we're joking about that doesn't mean that we don't, you know, understand that it's a serious thing. Okay? Alright? Apologies to anyone that's been legitimately groomed. Or even manipulated and gaslit and controlled. I feel coerced, bombastic badass. Well, thank you for the $5. I apologize for coercing you. Okay. Momo. It's whatever. I got to show Wind VR chat, so I guess that's okay. Arcadum. Yeah, cool. Momo. Huh? Arcadum. Well, I would have liked to play some games with you. Yeah, he's laying it on thicker. Momo. Oh, I'm sorry. Arcadum. So I am pretty disappointed you didn't tell me when the reason we didn't hang out was because you were going to AA. But it's fine. Take a drink. He's doing the I'm really upset, but it's fine thing. You know, I'm highly angry. Oh, but don't worry about it. Just move on. Forget about me. Drink. Drunk. Okay. What else we got here for props? Somebody said something and I don't remember what it was. Okay. What do we got, guys? What do you want to see? What do we want to see here? What a bitch. What a little bitch. This person would be infuriating to be with. Should I have an eye patch? Is his pettiness poking me on the eye? Okay, we'll try it out. I've never seen an eye patch before on my... Oh no, it's one of these. Ugh, ugh. I feel like a yandere now. Hey guys. No, we're not. Maybe the other eye. Maybe the other eye. I don't like how that looks. Ugh. Okay, cool. Blossom head. Jesus Christ, that would block half the chat. It would block half the chat. If you want, the next DM, I'll whip out the Blossom, and I guess I can put her over my... You can't see what I'm angling at, but I'll put her over my little pin on my cloak, okay? Is there a gun? Okay, I don't think I have a gun. Wait, Kittens made me a gun, so I don't have it on me, though. I haven't added it. I didn't think I'd need it. Let's see. Put the egg as an eye patch. Is it possible? Alright, guys. Alright, here we go. Momo. I'm sorry. Arcadum. Well, you don't have to be sorry. He said he was busy anyway. Don't be sorry. Don't apologize to this guy. Arcadum. So I'm pretty disappointed you didn't tell me when the reason we didn't hang out was because you were going to AA. But it's fine. Momo. Excellent. I was hanging out with them before you asked me. Arcadum. Yeah, that makes sense, because she could have been hanging out and like, oh, I have to go to this AA thing, but I really hate the roleplay, you know? Maybe I'll just skip, and then that's it. You know, so it makes sense. Arcadum. Lol. Oh, I can't, what the fuck, I can't see anything. Kia ora. Hello, Nemior. From I Am Dead with the 20 New Zealand, I assume that's New Zealand, buckaroos. Normally I'm not one for drama, but this was a fun stream. Been watching since the Lakeview Cabin days. I am so sorry. And since I can't give a Twitch sub, take this tip for all the fun times over the years. Well, thank you, I Am Dead. I don't know how you've lasted this long, but you're still here, and I want to thank you for that. Jeez, thank you. Alcoholics Anonymous. We all need that after the stream. You are correct. Yes. Well, thank you, I Am Dead. I'm glad you're having a good time. Okay. But it's fine. Momo, I was hanging out with them before you asked me. Arcadum. Lol. Okay. Momo, I apologize. I didn't tell you what I was doing. Arcadum. Have fun with them. See, he did it again. Have fun with so-and-so. He does that when he's pissed off and jealous, and then he pretends that he's not pissed off and jealous and that you're just crazy for reading into it like that. Yeah, he's super passive-aggressive. Have fun with them, Momo. Why are you acting like this? Arcadum. Like what? Can you really not see it from my eyes? Arcadum. Lestat, this frog is behaving very badly. Explain. Apologize on behalf of all frogs. I don't know what it is with frogs on this channel, except for Lestat, but they have been highly aggressive and problematic. Remember that time Kermit fell on me and killed me? Yeah, I remember. Really wish they'd put their foot down with this guy. Me too, but at the same time, if, like, I don't know if she's working for him like Kelly did. Like, I know why Kelly didn't, because if he's taking off and becoming famous, and, like, if he boots you to the curb or, like, blacklists you in that area, I get it, but, oof. Toads are better than frogs. I don't think Lestat is here. I think he might have killed over from... Alright, well, somebody tell Lestat that he has a lot to answer for. Lestat is the one good frog. Hashtag not all frogs. Okay, he's probably sleeping. I wouldn't bother him. I think he's in, like, I forget where he is. Argentina, maybe? Maybe? Am I missing? I swear he knows Spanish. I don't know. But for real, who the hecky decky is Arcadum? He was a DM. He got super big on Twitch. He was, like, the biggest Twitch streamer that did D&D. He was a DM. Like, 10 people have come out talking about how shitty and manipulative and controlling he was to them. And then his girlfriend of, like, 8 years found out that he was sexting quite a few of them, and she got really mad, and he hasn't learned a thing. Quick, gaslight Lestat. Oh god, the frog host. I'm ashamed for being part of the same species. Yeah. Argentina, and he's alive, just eating, I think. Alright, I'm sorry to summon you here. I apologize. We know not all frogs. And yes, I know Spanish. I'm from Argentina. Good. Great. I was right. I was correct. He told his many players, but especially the VTuber group, how the one person coming out was a mentally ill girl, to try and garner pity for them, and asked them to pre-make twitlongers in his support. What? Okay, so the first one to come out, who was it? Who was the first one to come out? I think it might have been Siren. I don't know, though, because he's the one who was like, have you been taking your meds? You know? He told everyone, especially the other VTubers, that she was mentally ill, and asked them to make twitlongers in his support. He really didn't learn a thing. He's got no conscience. Even when he's caught red-handed, he's like, oh no, she's crazy. She's fucking crazy. I'm a good guy. Also blocked. I hate him. Every time I'm like, okay, he sucks, but maybe he can move past this. I hear something worse. Oof. Can you really not see it from my eyes? I really want to know who he called the mentally ill girl. I need to know who that was. Because I swear to God, everyone I've read has been incredibly reasonable and patient with him. Can you really not see it from my eyes? Like, you know what? Never mind. This is pointless. I won't be bothering you about shit like this anymore. Momo, I don't know why you are upset. I did not say I was going to hang out tonight. Yet you're upset with me because I didn't? Arcadum, man, you really have no idea, do you? Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we've got people vouching. Apparently, Vebe, Snuffy, and Snuffy both oh, Snuffy! She's that raccoon VTuber that has a suspiciously good facial tracking, right? Holy shit. Okay, he can vouch. Okay, alright. This guy's a piece of crap, yup. He didn't always use a frog icon, so he's, you know, probably doesn't associate. Don't worry about it. I think Neander's also admitted to this in the Arcadum Discord. What the? Asking people to prepare statements of support instead of just saying, hear both sides and make up your own minds and having faith. Yeah, the first, like, here's the thing. If he were innocent and people really were making this up, the first thing I would have done is just released every DM with this person and been like, this is everything, you know? And of course, don't edit anything, you know? Like, and if you did edit, like, hold your cursor over to screenshot that you edited like 3 seconds after you posted and not retroactively 6 months later to make it look less suspicious. Let's see. Okay, but what if he has a tragic backstory? Holy shit, he might. Suspiciously good. Like, do you think she's actually in the interwebs? I'm just saying, it's really good. Enough that I'm mad. I think she uses like a proprietary software, so freaking good for her. Okay, so if anybody knows who that girl was, let me know. Okay. Man, you really have no idea, do you? Why not tell me that you weren't going and tell me you were hanging in the Discord? Maybe invite me or take the time to include me. Dude, she never said you were gonna hang out. You asked her if she could hang out. She said no, she had AA, and then she just did something else. She didn't say, oh, well, I'll hang out with you, but, you know, AA is in the way. Maybe if I skip AA, I can hang out with you. Also, you said you were busy with your editor or whatever, so, half of them are only there because you're there, and that shit fucking hurts my feel. Are you blaming her for people in the Discord liking her better than you? This is why nobody likes you, Arcadum. How much do we have to pay for you to dub Arcadum's 17.8% speech? Oh, I loved that. I heard that. It was amazing. It was amazing. Day 5 of asking Namira to watch the Arcadum Gaslight Yagami video. It's actually day 1, but still too funny not to. Okay, maybe we'll finish off the stream with that video. Gaslight Yagami. I saw that when I was looking at Naomi's Twitter. I just thought it was someone's name or a joke. I don't know what the story is behind it. When you say Gaslight Yagami video, is that the same as the 17.8% of people will be my friends and nobody else will? Because if they're different, all of this over one meeting she had without him. I know, right? How dare she be, you know, with friends and not him? I hate to put on pressure since you said you want to end after this. Chat really needs to hear some of the audio. Yeah. Shoot. I want to do it in order, though. I think the audio is from Naomi or Noami, whatever. Okay. I'll look into the Gaslight Yagami video or if they're different, maybe the 17% video. Okay, alright. Momo. Because you said you were going to your artist Discord, Arcadum. I wanted to hang with you, and you said you were doing something, so I went somewhere else. Somewhere else? How the hell do you not see why I'm upset? Well, I mean, you said you made plans with your artist, dude. You can't make plans with your artist and be upset that she didn't still try to hang out with you. And plus, she vented about how, you know, not okay she's feeling with this AA thing. So she's clearly having a rough time, not really in the mood to, I don't know. Well, then again, she was with a friend, so maybe she is in the mood. But she just doesn't want to hang around with you, dude. You're not entitled to that. Let's see. Yes, it is, but edited to a Death Note scene with dramatic music in the background because it's great. Also, another fun fact. Okay, we have to look at that. Arcadum was heavily biased towards girls in his games, not surprising. Well, yeah, he clearly cannot control his little soldier, you know what I mean? Jesus. I would have hated to play with that guy. Alright. I hope people that want to do D&D do D&D. This guy was just a rotten apple. How the hell do you not see why I'm upset? Just forget it. Drink. Just forget it, guys. He's having a tantrum, but just forget it. Enjoy the new friends you have made. I am just sick and tired of feeling like a third wheel to my own friends. Bro, you are like the 8th wheel. You don't deserve to be near anybody. None of them ever asked to join me in VR chat. Even though I talked about it all the time. That fucks me up, man. But that isn't your fault. I'm pretty heated, so I'm gonna stop. I feel like all I have done is upset you over the past couple days, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry I said anything. God. And here's the thing, like, have some self-awareness. If it feels like nobody ever wants to hang out with you, maybe you should look at your past actions and see and look through your DMs and see if people are having constant issues with you. Hint, hint. If he just tried to be cool and polite about it, she probably would have tried to join him on her own. The student's manipulative croak. Yeah, he keeps self-sabotaging himself and then acting like he doesn't understand why nobody wants to be around him. Like, that would be like NoPencil if I were like, you guys had a movie night without me. Why would you guys do that? I mean, I know you invited me, but you didn't invite me like 3 times. How could you do that? I feel like a third wheel. You know, it's like, dude, if you're not around and you're not going to these things, then that's just how it is, you know? If they like you, they invite you. If they don't like you, they don't invite you. Maybe you should raise your camaraderie, you know, with them, and then, you know, they'll invite you more. But acting like this is not gonna better you in their eyes. Let's see, if it smells like shit wherever you go, maybe it's not the people around you. Yeah, surround yourself with, but maybe looking at your own dirty shoes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But of course, it couldn't ever be him. Momo, I'm sorry, I just feel like you're stretched thin right now. Because he did say he was busy, didn't he? Arcadum could hang out, told me he was fine. He was needing to work with his artists in their Discord. Yup, he needed to. I just feel like you're stretched thin right now, and like you're taking it out on me a bit. Thank you, Momo. Thank you for somebody said it. I'm sorry I didn't message you. You told me you were going to your artist's Discord, and I thought you were busy. Only because you weren't available. I'm not trying to take it out on you, but I think I did little like you said. I'll leave you alone now. Because here's the thing, like, what if she hadn't gone to AA and then she'd been like, okay, Arcadum, let's hang out now. He would have been halfway through talking with his artist. What would he have had to do? She would have put him on the spot, like, okay, you hang out with me now. Well, either A, he's talking with his artist and he's gonna have to deny her, or B, he's gonna drop everything with his artist, which isn't really fair to the conversation with the artist. I don't think there was a conversation with the artist. I think he was just trying to pretend not to be freaking lonely because nobody wants to be around him. Let's see. Only because you weren't available. I'm not trying to take it out on you, but I think I did a little like you said. I'll leave you alone now. Let's see. Flock of Seekers. Hey, that looks familiar. Hope you're having a good time. Hope I'm coherent. I'll leave you alone now. Arcadum, will you forgive me? I did not mean to be so angry. Momo, of course I'll forgive you. Big mistake. He's learned nothing. That night, I remember questioning if I should continue to hang out with this group of friends because I made him feel like this. Yeah, exactly. He's trying to isolate her. Like, he's making every time she hangs out with people and has fun, like, an offense against him. Like, she should feel guilty for having fun with other people because he's not there. And that's sick. That's twisted. That it was my fault he felt his friends didn't want to include him. That it was my fault that my new friends enjoyed being around me and not him. I was confused, and it would only continue to get worse to the point where I stopped talking and really hanging out with that friend group altogether. Arcadum and I's friendship became stressed after this point, even more so than it already was. So much so that even when reading his messages, they warped and became miscommunicated. He would lash out at me yet again with the same cycle: angry, jealousy, sympathy farming, and reassurance of his stature. I talked about this. I noticed that like half the time when these women would come to him and be like, hey, listen, you did this thing and it's super inappropriate, or hey, you really hurt my feelings, or hey, I don't want to do this. By the end of the conversation, they would be comforting him and like telling him he's a good person. By the end of that conversation, it's nuts. Let's see. Why was this guy so popular anyways? I think he just managed to surround himself with a bunch of people that would put up with this nasty bullshit, and people are saying he ended up with like a cult-like following, so I think that's why. Yeah, he would have been like, sorry, I can't, I'm with the artist, if he had that for real. Yeah, exactly. It's not about the artist, though. It's just about him needing to be wanted. You know, he has to be wanted. And if he isn't, then he's just completely sad and tantruming. Let's see. Oh, somebody's asking, being serious, was there actually anything about his DMing that was good? I've heard others say his lore is good, but from when you've said his table control is hot garbage. Yeah, I've seen people saying he was a good DM, like, not you guys, but I heard other people say when I was listening to the audiobook. By the way, if you want to hear somebody else read this, watch Bow Black's. He's got like 6 hours of the audiobook going. I've heard some people say he was a good DM, but I've heard other people say he was way overrated. No, he wasn't a good DM. People had rose-tinted glasses and idolized him. Yeah, because it sounds like he favored the women, he would force the women to date his characters, he would get angry when other characters dated each other's characters. Ooh. I'm not the bad guy for emotionally manipulating you, am I? Yeah. Dude's a wizard or a lich or something. Yeah, he must be. Did you, Arcadum, did you want to play some Valheim today? Arcadum. Oh, so this is, February this year. So this is a big time skip. I saw some typing. Did you forget to hit enter? Holy shit. I am so nervous people are gonna do this to me. Like, whenever I, like, start to think of something and I start to type, I'm like, oh, no, don't say that. And then I backspace, and then I just sit there for a while, and I'm like, shit, I'll come back to this later. I'm always nervous that somebody's gonna be like, hey, I saw you typing. Like, it's irrational, because most normal people, like, unless it's, like, an honest, like, just question, most people don't do that. Let's see. By the way, would you guys like to see what Arcadum looks like? It's not doxing. He has his face out. He's shown his face many times. It's part of his brand. But would you like to see what Arcadum looks like? I want you to picture what he looks like, and then maybe we can see if you know, please. Oh god, I've still got the egg over my eye. Oh fuck, no, wait. Okay. That should be okay. Did I just ruin my ratio? No, it looks okay. It looks okay. Maybe. Okay. We'll, I was gonna put something on here, but I forgot what it was. You had a friend who would do that to you on AIM. She was watching my chat at like midnight after not talking for hours. Yeah. That's weird. That's super weird. Let's see, he doesn't look like he was in the military, does he? Alright, let's see what he looks like, guys. Just for funsies. Let me make sure that nothing pops up, just in case, and then I'll just go to Google Images, Arcadum. Let's see. Okay, here we go. You guys ready for this? This is the guy. This is Arcadum. So now you guys can tell me if you had him right or not. Now there's a guy that should have a massive ego. Holy shit, look at that. They're all girls. I mean, maybe I'm reading too deeply into it, but it did sound like he wanted a harem. The fact that he was telling these girls that he loved one, and then when he got rejected, he would immediately, like, tell another one he loved them days later, tells me that, like, he just wanted many people. He looks normal? Yeah, I think he looks like a stereotype, is what he looks like. For instance. You know, maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. I'm getting those vibes. He does have a full head of hair, so he's not balding at least. But also... you know. And again, nothing wrong with his looks, but it is kind of funny that this guy who has been doing this to like 10 women and just like emotionally controlling them, it looks like your stereotypical comic book guy. Just kind of interesting to me. He doesn't ooze insecurity like his DMs. Yeah. I just feel bad for the guy that tattooed Arcadum's whole internet avatar on his entire shoulder. I bet he's regretting it a lot by now. Never do that. Never do that. Guys, don't ever get a tattoo of me. Don't freaking do it. I guarantee you that if you do that, you will almost be jinxing me to, like, do something insane that cause... Just don't do it. Don't do it. Control Freak from Teen Titans. I was wondering. I know there was another guy. Yeah! Thank God I didn't get some, like, nude deviant art image. What a way to go. Fuck, you're right. My God, you're right. Also the World of Warcraft nerd from South. Yep. Can I tattoo someone else if I can't get a tattoo of you? Yeah, tattoo whatever you want. I just highly recommend you don't use me, man. I am a flawed individual. I am garbage. Don't do it. Let's see, you have a tattoo of a ghost, but you can't say... Yeah, okay, only ghost tattoos, i.e., you know, they're not really real, they don't exist. Or, like, do them in, like, temporary stuff. Okay, alright. I was gonna say, I hope you have strict safe search on. Yeah, that was ballsy. I shouldn't do that anymore. Don't let me do that anymore. Do a frog. I have to get a, let's see, what was it? A tattoo of Bean Soldier if fucking Olron becomes a millionaire before me, so... Keep those super chats coming in, guys. Alright, let's see... Okay, I saw some typing. Did you forget to hit enter? Momo, when were you thinking? Not sure, I was just gauging interest. What did you have planned for today? I have stream at 4 with Baru, and then I'ma play some Guilty Gear because I want to get better, lol. Or lamau. Arcadum, lol. Never mind then. Momo, sorry? Arcadum, sorry for what? Momo, well, we could play tomorrow if you want. Arcadum, sure, if you want. Don't know what. Don't worry about it. Maybe I'll see you in the bolt hole. Momo, what? Arcadum, I can't believe he's fucking doing this. She's got a full schedule for today, and she's like, well, maybe tomorrow, and he's still angry. Dude. You want a watchable tattoo of Ezra just to freak her out. You know, technically there's this trick you can do where you can make your own temporary tattoos. I saw this in the Craftsman thing. Like, you can use it to make designs on wood. You know those printable label things where you it's a sheet of paper, and it's a special sheet of paper where you print on it and then you peel the labels off after you've printed something on it. Well, the kind of like vinyl it leaves behind that you peel, you peel the sticker off of it, and you know what you peeled the sticker off of is like this vinyl, like this glossy laminated thing. You can apparently use those to, like if you print on them, you can like transfer it to wood and peel it off, like water transfer or something like that. It was Craftsman's wood something, but yeah, I don't know. So you could make your own, honestly. Let's see. Craftsman Steady Crafted, yes! Fucking love him. I can never finish any of his videos though, because I always fall asleep. But that's like the point I do it. I've been watching his what was it? Which one was it? He's like making concrete, and I've been watching that one like 3 nights in a row and I can't get through it. But that's why I watch him. Okay, tattoos are trashy. Yeah, and plus like what if you change your mind? Like what if you don't want it anymore? I would never get something permanent. Like henna? Sure. Temporary? Sure. We could play tomorrow. Sure, if you want. You know what? Don't worry about it. Maybe I'll see you in the bolt hole. Momo, what? Arcadum, enjoy your stream. Momo, I'm asking if you want to play Val tomorrow. Why are you acting like I've betrayed you or something? Arcadum, I never said anything like that, lol, what the F? I hate that. I hate how he, like, guilts her and, like, acts passive-aggressive and then pretends he didn't do it whenever they call him on it. That's infuriating. And she did say yes to him. She said, we can do it tomorrow, but no, baby wants it now. Momo, flat expression. You know what? Don't worry about it. You know what? Don't worry about it. About freaking time, Momo. Fuck him. Arcadum. Alright, fine. I won't. See how he gets attitude when she's like, well, don't worry about it. Well, fine, I won't. Like, why? Are you upset that she said that? It's almost like that's a really infuriating thing to hear from a friend when you guys aren't meeting up, you know? Alright, fine, I won't. Momo. Ugh, okay. Lol, what now? Momo, I was quoting what you said that made me think you were upset. I already had plans that I agreed to schedule with you a time to play, and it felt like you were upset with me because of that. Arcadum, I understand that. I'm not upset with you. If anything, I'm annoyed that every time well, thank God, mask off, he's admitting it. I'm not upset, I'm annoyed. Yes, same thing, asshole. He can't even say that she's right. You know, yeah, you're right, I'm upset, except no, I'm not upset, I'm annoyed. It's completely different. I understand that. I'm not upset with you. If anything, I'm annoyed that every time I seem to talk to you, you make it sound like I'm being mean to you. I haven't been upset about anything, really. Maybe a little at my fighting game friends, but that isn't your fault, and I can separate that. No, you can't. Momo, why are you upset at them? That is a conversation that will require a lot of explanation, question mark. Arcadum, not conductive to text. Momo, okay. Arcadum, I love how he tells her anyway. She's like, oh, I can't tell you. Well, I'll listen. Well, no, I can't in text. Okay. Well, anyway, let me tell you. The too long didn't read of it. And there is a lot to it, but the tildeer is none of them would join or hang out. Fuck, he's doing it to everyone. Dude, stop. This is why no one wants to be around you. You're entitled. None of them would join or hang out with me to the level that they have with you, except for Harm and Brent. Oh, so 2 of them did, but that wasn't good enough. It used to hurt my feelings, but then it just got super fucking bad. What? It used to hurt my feelings, but it's worse now? That's not how you use but. You say and. But is like if it's changed. It used to hurt my feelings, but then I got over it. Yeah, that's how you use it. It used to hurt my feelings, then it just got super fucking bad. When I brought you around, I introduced you to my friends, and they like you better than me. But that isn't your fault. I don't know if it's because you're a girl. God forbid she actually have a good personality compared to you. I don't know if it's because you're a girl or not some of the other shit like that. Nice, dude, nice. Way to give her credit why people prefer her to you. This dude couldn't even make friends in a Persona game. Holy shit. Yup. Oh my god. Alright, maybe I should zoom out just a teensy bit. Yeah, that'll do it. How you guys doing? You staying hydrated? I hope so. We're going till we finish Momo's. I understand if you guys gotta take off, but my god, we're doing this. But honestly, the entire thing has left a foul taste. Okay, I thought the music stopped. Has left a foul taste in my mouth. And at the end of the day, combining my friends group have given me less and less time with any of them or the feelings of being welcomed or sought out by them. Basically, all the shit I have been afraid of happening is happening just like I knew it would. So if I seem upset about anything, it's just my continued existence and the fate I am bound. The fate I am bound. You dork! How about you actually try changing yourself so you're not such a shitty friend? Fate I am bound to. He's so unaware. It's just like, well, this must be fate. I can't understand why nobody wants to be my friend. It must be fate. No, you're an asshole. Stop being an asshole and maybe that'll, lift a little bit. Just because I see all this coming doesn't mean I'm immune to it. There is a lot more to say, but that's the gist. As soon as my games end, that goddamn percentage will reign supreme. Remember what I told you? This guy actually bragged about calculating what percentage of people in a game will want to still, will actually want to become his friend after the game is over. Well, it's like 17% or like 14% or something. It's nuts. So this is what he's referring to. As soon as my games end, that goddamn percentage will reign supreme. It's already happening. I just hoped it would be different this time. But anyway, like I said, it's not your fault. Enjoy your stream with Baru. Alright, drink. He said, have fun with your favorites. Enjoy your stream. Have fun with the lol, man. Arcadum's love quest is foiled by that damn percentage. Oh, I'm sorry, my throat just made a noise. I hope that didn't pick up, but it probably did. Alright, that's why I don't drink soda. Well, doesn't matter. Did you really drink? Yep. It's LaCroix, though, so I'll be fine. Maybe. I love the attitude of you're an asshole, stop being an asshole. Yeah, he can change. He just doesn't want to. He wants to be completely arrogant to everyone around him and treat his friends like garbage and pawns that he controls. And then he also wants to be said that he doesn't have any friends. You have to choose, my dude. We're doing a drinking game. I missed a lot so far. Don't worry. It's just every time he, tries to be jealous about somebody and he says something passive-aggressive like, oh, have fun with so-and-so. It's, oh god, there's so many I can't even remember. Maybe somebody that does know will say it. Baru fucked Arcadum by posting a butt gif on his apology tweet, by the way. What? Okay, well, I guess I need to be very careful about accessing that tweet. Yeah, but even if he changes now, it's going to be really hard for him to make people trust him. True. But if anything, that's going to be good for those people because they're going to sniff out any possibility of him using his old tricks. He also hates Baru, so it probably extra triggered him. Wait, who is Baru? Oh, Baru! That I was like, where did I see that name? You'll probably enjoy your stream with Baru. You're probably away right now or busy with your dogs or something right now. I thought you said enjoy your stream with Baru. Which is it? Is she busy with something or is she being with Baru and not you? Momo. No, Momo. I'm not sure how to feel, I guess. It kind of hurts a bit and makes me not want to go in that Discord. I don't know how to help you feel better, so I apologize. Arcadum, lol, you can't, and it's not your responsibility. I'll just slowly stop going in there, and then no one will notice or care anymore. It's not like people are gonna seek me out. You made new friends, and you are welcome there. Momo, that's just not true. Arcadum, I'm not trying to interfere with that. Yes, you are. You're poisoning her friendships out of jealousy. Momo, Arcadum, you've got some fucking heavy brain goblins. Thank you, Momo. Thank you. That is the nicest possible way she could have said, dude, you're fucking paranoid. Stop, get out of your own head and sabotaging yourself. He's got something against dogs. He's probably jealous of the dogs, if anything. Okay. Here we go. Arcadum. Momo, this has happened before multiple times. I literally have the statistics on it. God, he's gonna start quoting statistics, everybody. Be careful. Momo, you think people don't care and that's like all you focus on. Arcadum, out of all the canceled game, okay, so we can absolutely watch the Gaslight Yagami thing because that's we're in it. We're hearing all about the statistics. Out of all the canceled games, do you know how many have sent me a message to check up on me or to ask to spend time with me? This is not a phantom in my head. This is reality. Okay, dude, you expect everyone to reach out to you? How many of those people in those canceled games did you reach out to? Did you message? Did you check up on them? Did you ask to spend time with them? You have this expectation that everybody needs to crawl on their hands and feet and make sure you're okay and cater to you and beg to you, although it doesn't seem like you're doing the same thing at all. The only time you interact with them is to bully them and demand stuff of them. It's hard when you don't really reach out to people, because I'm kind of the same way. Like, I will actually go months without talking to someone, and then, like, we're cool, we're fine. I just didn't really think about it. I've been busy. I'm neglectful, right? But here's the thing. If I do that, I can't expect other people to, like, reach out to me, because that's not how it works, you know? So you have to put the effort in if you expect them to make that same effort, and this guy just wants everybody to do everything for him. Momo, maybe you need to stop making statistics on your friendships, frowny face. Maybe that's the cycle of you just looking at these numbers you make and assume it'll happen again to satisfy this urge to punish yourself. Yup. Also, his shitty personality probably plays into it a lot. Jesus Christ. Despite 17.18% of the people messaging him after these D&D games. Arcadum. Or at least lessens it. Well, that's a nice sentiment, but that isn't how things work. I have ran for 36 people over the last 3 years. 6 of them message me on a monthly-esque basis. 18 have not messaged me since the games ended. These are real things. They represent reality. People message and seek out people they care about. I'm not lamenting it. Yes, you are, you whiny baby. I'm expected to... Milady, I'm expected to happen, but I am a human and I get sad. Maybe I get sad because I can see it, but I can't not see it. My God, he's just too intelligent. He's suffering from his own superiority, you guys. Let's see. But like I said, it's not your fault. Well, you've done a hell of a job taking it out on her. Man, I didn't mean to dump that on you. That was not my intention. Please have a good day. I'm not upset. Don't worry about me. I'm down for Valheim tomorrow. You don't deserve to play Valheim with her tomorrow. Piece of shit. He's done the calculations, guys. He's done the logistics. I worry about you a lot. Tell me not to worry about you is impossible. You are my friend. Arcadum. Not best anymore? After everything he's done, she actually says something completely wholesome, like, don't worry, I care about you, you're my friend. What, I'm not your best friend anymore? Arcadum, Momo's 100% right about personal statistics. Don't make your life about numbers, kings and queens. Yeah, I mean, he almost has an idea, like, if he looks at that and he says, okay, these are the results. Maybe there's something about my behavior that I could change, you know? But that's the problem. He makes these statistics, but he doesn't use them. Everybody, you know, only 17% of people want to be my friend. Yeah, why? Why? Look into that. Why? When you talk to people, what are they telling you? They're telling you, hey man, that was inappropriate. Hey man, I didn't like that you did that. Hey man, please stop asking people if they've been intimate with me. You know? Maybe that's why, you know? But he doesn't use them. The statistics might be accurate. I believe they actually could be accurate, you know? But they're meaningless if he doesn't get the information from them. Love the fact that it says that love the fact he says it was not something he could put in text and then puts all that. I wonder if he says that saved somewhere so he can copy and paste it. The scientific method does not involve whining about results. Yeah, exactly. The method is there to help you understand, you know, like it gives you the information, but you have to understand and look introspectively why you're not, you know, getting that as many people. Okay, not best anymore? Lol. Sorry, that sounded funny in my head. Try not to worry as much. God, we are almost there, guys. We are there. Okay. I regret, oh my god, 4-hour stream, almost. Let's see. I regret letting him control how I felt about my friends, but he had a way of always making me think it was my idea. I realize now that the ways he influenced my perception of my friends and the other people was simply to make sure that I would be around when he needed me. Then when he got his bolster of support, he could leave. Yeah, he used the other girl that way too. Like, he even admitted it. He was like, listen, I don't actually want to do these things with you. I just want to know, I just want to be sure that you find me sexually attractive and you would want to be down to F, you know? It's like that's all he wants from these people. He just needs them to feed his ego. That's their only purpose. And when they're not around, it freaks him out. Thursday night, August 26th. There we go. That was just a couple weeks ago. That's when all this went down. Arcadum called me and told me that some things had happened with his girlfriend. Yep, Tiffany of 8 years found out about all the, you know, and that he was going to block and ban all the girls he had been involved with or close with. He asked me to leave the discords we had in common so that he could salvage the relationship of his significant other, and I obliged. Devastated that I was going to lose my best friend, but I wanted to support him in his choice to work on his life. Because keep in mind, like, that's separating her. That's like kicking her out of her friends groups as well, you know? Down to forage? Yes, exactly. How old is his GF? I don't know. He's 32 though, around that part I think. Let's see. I lost my place. Okay. It was not until later, when I was approached by the other women who he had forcibly removed, that he was simply trying to sweep all his wrongdoing under the rug to salvage his reputation with his community. This broke my heart, hearing all the things he had done to them, made me feel sick, as if this was all some horrible dream, that I would wake up, and I could go back to believing he was an incredible man. I can't believe you ever believed he was that. But man, they were in deep. They were in deep. That, unfortunately, was not true. Over the last few days, I have had to face unsurfaced trauma with 10 plus other women, all in the realization that he was not a good man. I am writing this not to garner sympathy. I do not want people to feel bad for me. I just do not want for the cycle to repeat down the road. I want to know that without a shred of doubt, I can recount my experiences with the intent to prevent them from happening again, of how he groomed me and how he manipulated me so deeply that it began to affect my life outside of our friendship. I no longer want him to have the ability to disguise his predatory actions with the comfort of camaraderie and care. I want to apologize to all the friends I made along the way, that I thought ill of or pushed away, as I now understand I was only doing so because I was gaslit to believe it was the right thing to do. I hope that in the future I can start the healing process of our friendships. Goodbye, Arcadum. Be good, be better. Yow. Yeah, poignant, really poignant. And you know what the crazy thing is? The absolute insanity of this. Let me go to a dark. We're done with the tweets, but man, that is blinding me, just for temporarily. He could have gotten away with it. He could have gotten away with all of it. He almost had like the strategic way of getting away with it when he said the chick was crazy and that all the other VTubers needed to put out twitlongers of support. That might have actually worked. Except he was a piece of shit to like 10 people, probably some of those VTubers that he was expecting to defend him. If he had just done this to one person, or if he had done this to a couple people and then immediately stopped, none of this would be happening. His TV show, wouldn't be moving on or canceled, or moving on without him. He could have gotten away with it, and people kept telling him, listen, man, this isn't good. Don't do this. You need to stop this. And he never did, and it just kept happening. And you know what? He also probably would have gotten away with it if his girlfriend hadn't found out about the sexting stuff. I really don't think the girlfriend would have understood or cared about the controlling stuff, but the sexting stuff is what got her. So if he hadn't done that, he might have gotten away with it too. This guy just like made every stupid decision in the book, and it all just piled up, and all these skeletons just popped out of the closet, and just now his life is I don't want to say ruined, but greatly impacted. Everybody that knows about this is probably disgusted. Nobody gets away with this shit. People like this escalate with greater and greater risk and reward until it crashes. Yeah, it's like he couldn't stop. I guess he didn't want to stop. It's just he was a path to self-destruction. He had a TV show. What? I believe he was getting a TV show made of this project, a D&D project. I don't know the details. Either it was canceled or he's off of it now and it's continuing on without him when they heard about this. So he brought it all down on himself. Yep. He had all the time in the world to stop. He's trying to construct his own harem. My god, his own harem of browbeaten, isolated, controlled, walking on eggshells women. Jesus Christ. He rode the tiger and it got him. Yup. He didn't just ride the tiger. He pulled its ears, he kicked it in the ribs, and, he did it for like a year. Let's see. To have a girlfriend, it means he was not like this in real life. Either that or she's the most patient. That's what I was wondering at the beginning. What was he towards his girlfriend? Was he a completely different person? I mean, 8 years. Was she manipulated too? I can't imagine she was, otherwise she wouldn't have kicked him to the curb when she found out about cheating, Let's see. Okay, well, let me look up that, Gaslight Yagami thing real quick. Really quick. That would be a good one to end on. Gaslight Yagami, that's too funny. Okay, I'm looking at one called The Fall of Arcadum. Gaslight Yagami 17 points. It's 2 minutes and 34 seconds long, uploaded by Twitch backups. Is that the one you guys wanted me to see? My god, he does kind of act like he's Light Yagami, where everyone's just a blind, emotional idiot and he's the only true genius, Onision was the same way. What personality disorder do these people have that they all have like Light Yagami syndrome, Where they almost take pride in the fact that they can see people as pawns and they know how to push and pull them and use them in different ways. Yagami was too powerful. Wait, what? Stream die? Did I? Uh-oh. Stream too long, this was the cap. Wait, what? Fuck. Refresh. Yeah, refresh, guys. Uh-oh. And we're back. Okay, put in ones if you guys, can hear me talking right now. And I'm not specifically saying Momo. He was an abusive fuck towards his GF. She comes out on stream saying he wasn't physical, but incredibly verbally and mentally. So he was awful to his girl. I knew it. This pattern of behavior, it's always a pattern. Like, you don't just have a guy that, like, and this is an example, I'm not saying he did, but you don't just have a guy that, like, beats all 3 of his wives and then, yeah, have a 4th that doesn't get beat. It always happens. Like, that's how they treat people around them. That's why I thought it was so weird that Johnny Depp had, like, 8 significant others, some of them married, you know, and not a single one said he had ever been physically abusive. And then suddenly the Amber Heard thing started, and I was like, that's really weird. And then what do you know? Amber Heard's girlfriend had to call the cops on her because of she was being abusive. So that's super fun. Okay, we're back, yeah. His girlfriend spoke about how he knew there were two things to tell her to upset her severely, and one of them was, you would be a terrible mother. And it was so bad, she straight up cried on stream. Oh my god, fuck this guy. Alright, I think I found the video. It's The Fall of Arcadum, Gaslight Yagami, 17.8%. It's 2 minutes 34 seconds. I'm sorry, I think I asked earlier if this is what we needed, but I didn't look to see. Is that the one we're looking at here? I want to make sure I play the right one. It's by Twitchback. That's the one. Okay. Okay. Oh, Beast Shaman is live. Boy, everyone's alive. Rogue is live. Tipster's live. What the fuck? Oh god, what did a crystal ball do now? Alright, I got stuff I need to do. We'll do this, and let me go ahead and wind down the jazz. Busy night. Okay, I'm going to take off the GUI and slide the chat over here. And we're gonna go to game. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to take off the chat shield and this. FYI, this audio is from a call between Naomi and Arcadum. Yes, this is their actual voices. It's not narrated. Someday, maybe if somebody wanted to hear me narrate, maybe later on, like at the end of all of this, because I'll probably do another stream. Like, this is good. Maybe tomorrow. God, I need to play games, but God, this is good. But yeah, this is real. This is legit. This isn't me like doing a bit or somebody else acting him out. This is legit, apparently, and this is from a real voice call that leaked. So here we go. Oh God, let me get my thing off the screen. Maybe I'll duck down. Shit. Wait. Because, yeah, you guys don't want to see the tip jar. Up. Okay. Here we go, guys. Gaslight Yagami, 17.8%. Zoop. No, I didn't duck. Why? There. Okay, there. I swear that button works half the time, and only half. Here we go. The full call was 40 minutes. Yes, it was. We'll listen to it on another stream. Absolutely.
I mean, do you think that if you didn't do D&D that people wouldn't be friends with you? Like, that's not the case.
Yes. No. I know that's in fact, I can give you a percentage. It is actually, I believe it is 17.8% of the people that I run D&D for will continue to be my friends once the game is done. I have that number for you. I have made that calculation. I have made that calculation 4 separate occasions. The evidence is empirical. So, sorry. I believe it is 48% of you won't talk to me ever again.
Wait, what about the other percent?
Passing messages, not a real friendship. Now, those numbers are probably going to be more bloated onto the passivity due to my position as a streamer. I haven't done the recalculations based off of that yet, but I can tell you unequivocally that the use of D&D in order to make friends has a 17.8% retention rate. That's the tragedy that I live. So, I don't expect you to understand that. I don't bring it up because it just makes people feel awful. But that's the reality of it.
I mean, is that like for all DMs or for you specifically?
That's for me. I can't speak for all DMs.
Right.
That's for me specifically. But considering that that's the only measurement that matters is because it's me. I'm not someone else. So, specific.